What's going on, Internet? The Black Okage here, aka TBH. And to be honest, I'd like to welcome everybody back to the Game and Illuminati podcast. We are the Enlightened Gamers, and you're now tuned into episode 195. If you're watching the video version of the show at youtube.com/GI updates, know this show is available on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and all other major podcast platforms. If you're watching on Apple and Spotify, please rate the show 5 stars. And if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the like button and then the hype button afterwards. We swear it exists. We are not gaslighting you. They say it only shows on mobile. When you hit that hype button, the show will appear on YouTube's new hype charts, which helps bring in new viewers to the world's best weekly gaming podcast. And you guys have really been showing up because we've noticed the averages are going up on the podcast. Keep smashing the like and hype button. If you're into social media, follow us. We drop content over there. We're available on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, and Facebook. Our handle on most platforms is at GI Updates, with the exception being Facebook. It's facebook.com/GI Podcast, which, by the way, I really don't be looking at the Facebook page that much, but I looked at it the other day. It's kind of reheating a little bit thanks to the Reels. So shout out to everybody interacting with the content over there. Links to all our social media platforms will be in the description box below at youtube.com/GI Updates. And without further ado, allow me to introduce you to my co-host, the first of which has been streaming a lot more lately than usual. So like Stella, I think he's got his groove back. Ethos, say what up to the people.
What up, everybody? Don't get used to it. It's probably not going to happen. I got some deadlights coming up, so expect more rare Ethos streams.
started the podcast off with a fuck you.
Yeah.
And my second co-host has been demoing her up. When she's not demoing her opinion into the show, she's playing every demo from the Steam Next Fest. Miss 5,000 watts.
Hello. I got games to put you guys on. You have to wish list them. You got to. I'm gonna be mad.
And last but not least is the man who's had a total relapse over the last week. We told him to stop arguing on Twitter and he couldn't stay off more than 2 weeks. And now every time I look at my For You page on that Bird app, this man is arguing with somebody different. UTX, well, actually, the Don.
It was only a matter of time, man. It's always one topic. They reels them back in, and I got to put them in their place. But on a positive note, happy Father's Day. By the time you all see this podcast, it will be the next day. But happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there being in your children's lives. I appreciate it, as I am a father myself. So I had me a good day today. So I'm going to be positive on the podcast.
Okay.
Actually, no, I take that back. We're going to get into the topic that I might go in on.
Okay. Since the last podcast, there hasn't been any major game releases. It's kind of like the calm before the storm, which starts probably like late August to November. But before we get into the news, I just wanted to give a quick update. And if, matter of fact, you could probably talk about these Steam Next demos after me, Watts, if you want to. I wanted to give an update on my opinion on 007 because, now that we're doing this weekly thing, we can be more consistent with our opinions. I think maybe 2 or 3 episodes ago when we talked about 007 First Light, I said I felt like it was a Game of the Year contender, but like that's why I don't like to give definitive opinions. I finished the game last week, and I'm retracting that statement. I do like the game. I do think it's good, but I think best case scenario for that game after beating it, maybe like best action game it could potentially win, but I think it missed a couple steps. I think the first half of the game was much stronger than the second half. And what I mean is I think the pacing was immaculate in the first half, but in the second half of the game, it becomes a straight up action game. And like I feel like that's where it falls apart. Because it allowed me, I played stealthily primarily. And I feel like when I was forced to engage with the action mechanics, that's when I started to notice some problems with the system. Primarily the cover system. Just a little clunky the way he moved from like space to space. I would have preferred something like The Division or like Gears of War. And for somebody who's supposed to be like the smooth motherfucker James Bond, it was just a little bit clunky. I wanted to give this game like a 9 because I genuinely did love it. But because of that, and then I ran into multiple bugs. I ran into like 3 or 4. I feel like I'm comfortable giving it like an 8.5. Still a solid, really good game. But like that second half, it fell apart a little bit for me. And the ending, the final boss fight, I wasn't too happy with that. I thought it was pretty lackluster, but I mean, that's just my opinion. I know you said you wasn't really feeling it like that. Watts, did you finish it?
No, I didn't finish it. I was kind of doing a mix of like stealth and action, and that's like why I brought up the only negatives that I really have about the game is when you're doing action, the camera is like annoying and he feels kind of clunky to control. But I got to the part where you're at that market or whatever in the ocean.
Oh damn! You still at the beginning of the game?
Yeah, I got there
like halfway through. Yeah,
I think it was like 8 hours in or something, and I was like, I get it. I've had enough. I can't play these types of games for super long. I get over them pretty quickly.
If it ain't a Souls game, why say keep in the interest? If I could chime in, I also beat the game as well. I beat the game yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Okay. That's perfect.
So yeah.
Perfect.
So yeah, we can give our update. So yeah, I think I would agree with you, TBH. I told people because literally they were asking in the stream, what do you think about the game? It's game of the year, and I'm like, I can't say that because I'm so like fearful for September. Like I really am. September is going to be so tough. So I don't want to definitively say that this will be a game of the year contender. I think due to the ending of it, and I will agree with you, TBS, the indie boss fight was really like it was kind of like a rehash of the first encounter that you had with this person. So I didn't really find anything super unique about it.
It was anticlimactic, I felt like.
Yeah, and then once all of that was over, and then I already got it spoiled that James Bond will return, and then they already announced the DLC.
Thanks,
and what's that's going to be? Yeah,
no,
I know, right?
Actually, no, that's not a spoiler. Somebody in the chat said they do that for every 007 movie, so no, it's not a spoiler.
I'm happy
And
with
this ain't
that.
a movie. It's a game.
It's still the same thing. They said they were still go, so not a spoiler.
I do still feel like it was a
what
great.
do you expect? Who's gonna die at the end of the movie?
Maybe.
The game.
No.
It's a spoiler.
They even tried to push that with the regular 007 movie with Daniel Craig. It was like, is he going to? They were kind of pushing. They were kind of pushing in the last movie.
I didn't expect him to die, but it was like anticlimactic for me because like in the second half of the game, the main villain, they hype him up because he basically gets like a super soldier serum, but like you're still beating his ass. So I was like,
You still found a way to outsmart him.
Yeah, it was just like it didn't really feel like it led to anything where it felt like I was in danger.
It was just like what you were done, and then like the ending, I was just like, that's it. Like I don't know. I felt like it was a little bit more, but like I said, I felt like they just did that because they just knew, hey, this is going to be a continuation. Even though we talked about it before, but we still don't know if IO will be able to do the next one, or if Amazon Studios is going to do it and mess it all up. So that's going to be the real big what if to the continuation of 007. But outside of that, I think that, again, it was a very solid video game. I definitely did enjoy my playthrough. But yeah, I would agree with you too. I think the ending was a little bit just like it didn't give me that full satisfaction that I wanted once I beat it. I was like, okay, I beat it. That's it. I get to move on. It did. That's it. But game of the year, I can't say that I would be rooting for this to be a nominee. I would agree with you, TBH. I think a great action game, 100%. I think this could go in there, and I think this would actually win too, because action was amazing. Action was definitely amazing, but I just think for game of the year, I can't say it right now. Can't say it right now, but still a great game nonetheless.
Oh, you know what? I'll disagree. I'll say
okay.
No. I don't. So I don't agree with the idea of the pacing of the second half is bad. As a matter of fact, I thought that a lot of the cool stuff that they do in the second half is actually more unique. I guess Watson didn't get that far, but I think Watts's complaint, which is fair, is that sometimes with these games they get very repetitive in their nature throughout the span of it, and you kind of like go to the new location, you're kind of doing the same thing over and over again. But I do agree they do change up the second half of the formula. But I don't know. I really thought that the Antarctica mission was really cool. I thought like implementing the ball mechanic, that you had to use the hack to help you in the middle of battle while you're also trying to do all this stuff. I thought that stuff was really cool. I thought the whole thing with the car was really cool. I thought that was a nice little nod, even though granted it wasn't that, it wasn't expansive, but it was like a little taste, because they're probably like, when we make the second game, it's going to be more like you're going to experience it like an actual more like missions. But I like the whole idea of like when you the plot twist of what happens, and then you go back to Q branch, and then you go back to basically base, and it kind of lays out. My opinion, I think that's the best like action sequence. Not really action sequence, like when they shut off the lights and then you're sneaking around in darkness and then you're executing them like you're Batman, like that. I felt like that part of the game was probably some of the best moments of the entire game. Me personally, I don't disagree about the game of the year thing. I think even when I said it, I said at the current time, I think it is in the game of the year nomination because I'm just going off of factually what is already out, what we have currently, and not hypotheticals on what could be really good, because we've had many games where we thought they'd be really good, and then you play them and then you're like, or even like this game, you think, oh, well, I think it's going to be this, and then maybe it doesn't live up to, your personal expectations. So I think just right now, if game of the year was going to happen today, I don't think, if we're 5 slots, I don't think I can name 5 games that would outslot, that have come out this year, that I think would outslot 007 right now. I mean, it could change over the summer. It could definitely change over. Let's just take one of those slots away for GTA because we know it's going to happen. But these things are very flexible. But I'm not really 100% gonna say it's definitively going to get a slot, because it's going to be rough this year. There's a lot of bangers coming out this year.
Any other year, yeah, I think. Yeah,
any other year, I feel like it would be way more confident, shoe in, boom, got it. Well, I wouldn't even say that, because I feel like the last couple of years have just been monstrous bangers.
Still been super freaking tough. Yeah,
I think it still have to fight. If you had to put it a year ago, 2 years ago, or whatever it is, I think. So I don't know. I just think as of right now, as of when is this? June 21st. I can't name 5 other games that I think I would top this game with right now. I think maybe one, or actually, what games has come out that I feel like would top this right now?
RE9, Pragmata.
I think this game's better than Pragmata. I hate to say it that way. This might be a mistake. I think it's better than Pragmata. I kind of. Ooh, I'm not gonna go into that one. That one's a little bit more.
No. Get into it.
Why would you
This
not?
is a gaming podcast. You got to express yourself. You ain't offended nobody.
No, because I can't. I really can't. I need more time with Pragmata. There's sections of Pragmata I haven't finished, so I don't want to definitively say that. I will say, granted, my personal experience is because I think I just have a more of a. I can acknowledge that I have a bias towards 007 because it's more of a childhood connection, and seeing that modernized with a studio that I really enjoy from Hitman, I can see how that's my own personal bias can affect me to think that's why I like 007 more than someone like Watts, who's going to completely say I like Pragmata 10 times better.
Yeah, that's not my kind of game.
So, yeah. It's a different thing. And that's the thing. I don't even think Pragmata is a game that's not my I like Pragmata. I don't think it's a game that I don't enjoy. I really like it. But I don't know if it would be considered in my head better than 007 right now.
Okay, I don't know. I feel that's fair because those are talking in it right now.
They're neck and neck. It's not even a gap. It's
it doesn't offend me. I would actually give the edge of 007 over Pragmata. I've been the biggest Pragmata cheerleader, but great game. But I would still give the edge of 007.
How much did they pay you to say that the game was going to be amazing?
Nothing.
Oh yeah.
God forbid I like the game.
No.
You on the main stage,
the internet. Yeah.
I mean, but
this is going to be a shoo-in for game of the year. That TBH 2020.
Yeah, he did say that.
But I thought we were going to say that all throughout the year, though.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we are.
Which I think is good.
It's good.
I would rather have years like this, where it's every year or the whole year, there's just multiple bangers, and you're just like, oh my God, this could be game of the year, this could be game of the year, than a year where it's just like, okay, guys, it's either Red Dead or God of War. Isn't that right, Mike?
And then whenever one wins, the other one's going to be super pissed, bro.
Right. And you know who you pick? Then you lose. Someone's going to be mad at you.
I'm just happy that this turned out to be a conversation, because I thought I was about to yap for 2 minutes, and then JG said, I beat it.
No, we caught up, man. Come on. Old man caught up. We finally beat it. We beat our game.
So I'm back on Lego Batman now.
Me too.
Working my way through that. I'm happy to find out, because I asked the child, how long is this game? I just finished chapter 1 the other day. They said it's only 6 chapters. I don't think that game is that long. I think it's like 15,
3 or 4.
It's like 15 hours when I went on how long to beat or something like that. It's like 007.
Yeah, I think due to us being weekly, I think really we should probably consider at the beginning of the podcast having a little small recap of what did you play this week? Because I feel like now it's just like there's a lot of like where we're just constantly updating or changing our opinion.
I would say if it's slow, like this week, there wasn't really anything. I know that Watch, you have a game that you want to talk about, but as far as like banger AAA that everybody's been waiting on, it's pretty slow now. We got more in industry news rather than new games that like the majority of people want to play. So yeah, during these slow waves, we can definitely update.
Yeah, for sure.
Works for me. Steam Next Fest happened this past week where like 5,000 demos were revealed. I put up an article on stream where they were saying this is the 25 best demos, and I found one that I was halfway interested in. The rest of that I was not. It looked
I need
very
to see that article.
Yeah, I gotta find it. But Watts said it's the opposite. She said she found games on games on games. So you got the floor on that. I'm gonna find the footage for you. You just name them for me.
First one I'm going to talk about is Curse Mark. So you can bring that up. Curse Mark. Yeah. So I'm just going to talk about two because these two like really blew me away, and then there were a bunch that I thought were like good that I'd be interested in checking out when they come out. But so Curse Mark, I received an email about it like a while ago. And the way that it was introduced to me is that it was like a Soulsy roguelite, and I was like, okay. Scrolled down to see the little GIF in the email to see what the art style's looking like, and I was like, this pixel art is pretty dope. Okay, this is a pretty like slow time. I'd be down to check it out. So I played it yesterday, and this game isn't really what I expected at all. So right away, the UI looks kind of like an ARPG, like Diablo or Path of Exile. It's got that like ball of blood for your health and that kind of thing. So I was like, okay, interesting. And then as I'm playing it, the map is laid out like a Souls map with like things connected, shortcuts to unlock. You can discover secrets to find hidden pathways. And then you're killing enemies to get runes. Now, when I went to use the runes is when I was like, hold on, what this game is like not what I expected at all. So the menu looks very like Path of Exile menu for your skills. So, for example, if you take like a basic fireball where you just shoot a single fireball at an enemy, you can add runes to that fireball that now make it to where the spell splits into 3 fireballs. Now there's a poison pool that it summons. Now it shoots vengeful spirits at enemies as well. And you can do this for every single part of your kit. So you have a weapon, you can add these runes to your basic attack. You have a spell, you can add it to that. You have a more defensive ability, you can add the runes to that. And you have an ultimate, which you can add runes to. So as you're going through your run, and this is kind of where the roguelike comes in, you're picking up these runes and adding them to your basic loadout that you set before you head out into a run. And you can end up with crazy stuff. Because if anyone who's played Path of Exile knows, being able to change your spell to be like anything, you could do crazy stuff. It completely changes.
I'm looking at, I got footage right now. They'll see it on the podcast, but like the dude swung his sword and then he's just engulfed in fireballs that shoot in all directions. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, and you can really like fine tune all the stuff that you're doing. And as you're playing through the roguelike component, you're unlocking shortcuts permanently. So you don't have to go the same way every single time. Whenever you do die, all of the stuff that you've accumulated turns into currency, which you can use to buy different weapons, different spells. Because not only do you have runes that change your stuff, you also can buy more stuff to set out with. And there's a ton of options. So I was playing this and I was like, man, this game is really, really cool. And I'm so glad that I gave it a chance because it's got soul stuff in that like your base is very Firelink Shrine-y from Dark Souls, and you get like a blacksmith and stuff where you can make yourself more powerful. The map layout is very Souls-esque, but you're doing runs like a roguelite and you're upgrading your character kind of like an ARPG. So it's doing really cool stuff. It's $12.74. It's currently in early access. There is a Steam demo that is available. So I would recommend just checking it out because I think pretty quickly I was like, oh, this is different. It's doing something different. It's really good.
Looks good.
I was very impressed with that game.
What's the other game you got for me?
The next game is Well Dweller.
Well Dweller?
Well Dweller, yes.
Oh, gotcha.
Which, this is a dark fairy tale Metroidvania made by 2 people. two brothers. One does the music, one does everything else. They've put out 2 games previously. Both are sitting at overwhelmingly positive on Steam, so clearly they're doing something. And this game is, I was endlessly impressed by this game. The art is phenomenal. Like, it is just such a gorgeous art style, and they do a really cool thing where they mix this like clean and gorgeous art with very creepy designs, and it makes it feel really unnerving, and I think they do that really well. I've actually been not in a super Metroidvania mood recently, but this one, the way that they unlock stuff for you, you start getting fun stuff right away. Because I hate when I'm playing a Metroidvania for 10 hours and I haven't gotten anything fun that I can use in combat or traversal. I want to experience your fun a little bit faster. So you get really fun stuff right away. You don't have the problem. This is just a personal preference, but I don't like collision being a thing that I take damage from. So if my pinky toe touches an enemy and it does like half my health bar, I just don't really like that. So they don't do that in this game, which I appreciate. The boss designs are super dope. The way that the levels are designed is really fun. All of the abilities that I've used is great. And the music is really good. And this game is apparently coming out this year. Their last game was 2024. They take about 2 years to make the game. 2 people. I don't know what they're smoking, but I need some of it because what is going on? Yeah, this game has become, if it does end up coming out this year, it doesn't have a release date yet. It just says 2026. But if it does come out this year, it's one of the games that I'm like really excited for. It's really special. You know, when you play a game and you're like, I've played a lot of Metroidvanias. This game is doing something different. It looks different. It's doing something different to me that's getting me really excited about it.
I like the art style. Are you playing as a crow?
Yeah, you're a bird and you're in a kingdom that there was taken over by this queen who, as a kid, she liked to pluck all of the feathers from birds and torture them. So
we got to save the birds in this game?
Currently, at least at the beginning, it's that we're just trying to survive in a world where everyone's just trying to take you so that the queen could pluck your feathers out and kill you and torture you.
I rock with the story. That means we're gonna have to save some of y'all mamas, man. A lot of birds in this game.
I've enjoyed the story and the writing so far. I've enjoyed it. I think it's been really good.
I believe you. Freaking Jay or Ethos, did y'all say anything from the Steam Fest that piqued your interest?
I did not watch it, sir.
Ethos?
Yeah, it's a game called Impulse.
Shut the fuck up, bro. Are you being serious? Like
No. Yeah, kind of, but no. There was Mistfall I wanted to play, but Watts got sick, so we couldn't play it. But I did want to play Mistfall. That one's kind of been.
I heard it was trash.
Damn, for real? Who told you that?
People were just like, it's kind of clunky and.
Oh man,
there was some drama. Apparently, it was a lot of AI games in this year's joint.
I hadn't experienced any so far. I played Chukun is supporting me from another world. I played Vedreeker. I played Shroom and Gloom. Shroom and Gloom is dope. I played Echoes of Aincrad, which is not dope. And well, there's a game that actually released that I'll talk about in a little bit.
Yeah, I pulled up this footage of Mistfall Ethos. I ain't touched it, but just from the eye test, it do look like a Newgrounds premium Souls game. This shit look ashy as hell, bro.
It's an extraction game.
I wanted to play an extraction.
Wait, it's an extraction Souls game?
Yes.
Correct.
That's why I want to see how either good or bad it was. This is something I'm just curious to see how good or bad the design is. There's also somebody made a Blade legally distinct Blade game. That one
did look cool. I saw that. I think I wishlist that one too.
Blade, yeah, that one looks really cool.
It has roguelike elements in it too, I think.
Yeah, you build basically. It's Blade, but it's legally distinct.
What was that one called again?
Slave Blade.
It
even has like the old school like DS like intro, whatever it is. It's very like nostalgic. Like I love the art style; it's really cool. But basically, you build like a blade. You walk around the city, and you're challenging. You're buying stuff from a shop. You're customizing your slave blade, and then you're going up against other people around the city.
Yeah, that one looked pretty cool. Too bad this freaking trailer won't play. Well, what's going on with YouTube? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I didn't see anything that I liked, but then again, I only put up one article. I thought from that article that I pulled up, I thought that was the only thing that was shown. I didn't know there was more, but I think Watts is correct with whoever wrote that article. I think it was from PC Gamer. That was just kind of their bias because I if I would have known that, I would have tried
to go diving. I feel like they had to really go diving in because like I'm just going through some of the ones that Steam has highlighted on their page, and I'm not seeing. Oh well, this one has AI. The one I just pulled up. What is this one called? Void Diver. This one
Void Diver has AI.
Yeah, we use AI tools to enhance the overall quality of the game, specifically for the background music, translation, and streamlining early stage work. We guarantee that all final art assets in the game have been meticulously handcrafted and finished by human artists.
But not the music.
Yeah, not the music. I'm just curious. I'm just gonna randomly go.
Interesting. Yeah, the thing with Steam Next Fest is like if you have your own Steam account, they'll recommend stuff that they think you'll like. So obviously you could be seeing something wildly different to other people. And then I'll get like a good amount of stuff that's recommended to me, but then someone in chat will be like, "Oh, have you seen this game?" And I'll look it up, and it's something that I would love to check out. So then,
have y'all seen this Birds of War?
Birds of War?
I have not.
You are a bird. You have a nest. Other birds want your eggs. Birds of War is a team-based aerial PvP game where you raid each other's nests, steal their eggs, and fight.
Is that like the TikTok meme, the bird game?
Yeah, it's like an actual
it is.
Game.
They made that's literally the meme. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I know one that I was excited to play. I got a chance a little bit to play it. It's called Sprawl Zero. If you are a fan of like, it's not a boomer shooter. It kind of is, but it's not. If you are actually a fan of old school Halo, I would recommend you take a look at this game. It is a like old school FPS like styled game with some cool like telekinesis abilities and powers that you have. But the gunplay, from what I tried, like reminds me a lot of like OG Halo. I even saw a couple previews where people were like, "This is shockingly pretty good." The gunplay feels pretty good. We don't know when it's coming out, but yeah, it seemed pretty cool. It's got like really, really solid first-person shooter. So if you've been kind of fiending for like a single-player first-person shooter, that's not an extraction shooter or a battle royale. There you go.
What's it called again?
It is called Sprawl, SPRAWL 0.
Sprawl 0.
I found it.
No relation. Yeah.
Oh, I did see this one. Yeah, that it kind of has that Half-Life 2 kind of
like Half-Life 2
from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
This one did look cool. I think this is actually the one game I saw in the article. I was like, oh, I would consider playing this one. I think this one
was a demo for it too. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, this one look bad. Shout out to the Steam Next Fest, man.
Steam Next Fest. I was actually able to play some demos this time because there's not as many things launching, except there was one big game that came out.
Xbox and PlayStation need to do their own type of Next Fest thing where they put demos. Nice. That'd be cool.
Do you really want to see all the terrible stuff that's hiding in the background of PlayStation Network, PSN?
I mean, it entertained me.
Ooh, it's got some garbage, man. Let me tell you. It's got some really bad stuff on there.
I think it would entertain me more than walking and pressing R2, but you know.
That's very subjective. Did you enjoy that Dino game?
Good thing I said me. What Dino game?
Remember the Dino game that came out last?
With the swords?
No, the one with the hot chick. And they were like, check out our Dino Crisis game, and it was terrible. It was like arguably
what the name of that game is.
It was a bad game. See, we don't even remember the name of it.
What's not what we're talking about then? Yeah, that purple game.
We're talking about it.
The devs blocked you, I think.
Yeah,
the devs blocked me. Yeah, I did not play it.
Oh, I thought you played it. You said it was ass on stream, and they blocked. So they just blocked you then.
Yeah, they blocked me because I said it was ass. It looked ass, and it was ass.
Yeah,
they spent more time on Twitter blocking people than fucking patching their game. Is crazy. That's all we got for the opening conversation section. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the news.
Wait 1 second.
Oh, what you got for me?
There was a big game that launched.
You lost me. What game launched?
All right, well,
The Adventures of Elliot. Oh, yeah, this is from the Octopath developers.
I don't know this one. I'm gonna search it.
Adventures of Elliot.
Hold on. First of all, before you even go into this, we got beef. How did you steal that? You stole it from me.
I don't know. On Steam, it got mixed reviews. Watch.
It has. I can actually talk about why it has mixed reviews.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, finish what you're gonna say. Finish what you're gonna say. That my bad.
Talk to us.
Watts stole my damn bid Because
did you bid on it?
When I was streaming a couple days ago, I told chat, I said, chat, I got a free slot because I had to drop Witcher. I need some ideas of what to do. And I was watching some trailers. And that game came up. And somebody brought it up in my chat and said, yo, you should check out this game. It's by the Octopath people. And I said, oh, yeah, Octopath. And I was like, well, how good does Octopath do? And I checked on Metacritic. And I was like, oh, yeah. They score like 8s or above. I was like, okay, this is like a surefire way. And I was like, no one's going to want to pick this game right now. Clearly, everyone's going to wait until September. And then Watts out of nowhere bids $10. I put $1. I'm like, oh, no one's going to think about this. I wake up the next day and it's like $10 Watts. I'm like, okay, I give up.
I didn't even know you bid. I didn't even know.
It's in the if you're curious, if you check the GI Discord.
Oh, the Discord say.
Oh, the Discord. Okay.
Kings. Yeah,
y'all talk about this shit every week. I've seen people in the comments say they would like to see the draft board or whatever.
It's in the GI it's in the GI Discord. I can make it public so more people can
in what
view
section?
It was in GI home base. I'd have to move it up. I can move it.
Join the Discord, discord.gg/GI updates. Links in the description box below.
I'll do it right now.
We'll make sure that you can view it because you can follow along other like game fantasy critics if you want. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you can.
Just before y'all judge my results, remember we're not playing for money. But anyway, go ahead.
He's not, which means he's not participating. He's not participating. They made some UI updates on the website. I see.
Yeah, they did.
They look better now.
A little bit. They have more information on the main page without you having to go and dig for it. So
too bad none of this matters because JG's belt to assing us. So
yes,
We
congratulations.
gonna see it, man. I got one more that I'm hoping for that I'll have to pivot on, but outside of that, man.
This isn't mad. This is a Mickey Mouse game.
It looks like I made some good bids.
JG.
I said JG has one legit game that he picked.
The
others are remakes, DLCs.
Which one is that?
The one legit one is Mina the Holloway.
Mina
did really well. Yeah, Mina is a legit pick.
That's crazy.
Some changes.
The Adventures of Elliot literally just came out. It is a HD 2D game like Octopath games are. Gorgeous game. But normally Octopath devs do turn-based. This is their first time doing like real-time action. And it plays kind of like an old school Zelda. So if you've been fiending for that, you can definitely get some of that there. And I love this game. I love this game. It's great. I'm having such a good time. The world is beautiful. The enemies are interesting. The boss fights are great. The writing is funny. Like
wait.
I'm having a great time.
Who's Elliot and why is he on an adventure?
Elliot is you. And you're adventuring.
You are Elliot.
You are Elliot, and you're adventuring through time to stop an evil mustached man from doing evil stuff on the timeline.
Time traveling Hitler? What the fuck?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, he probably wants to be.
My type of game.
The reason it's mixed on Steam is because there is a bug. At some point in the game, you get this ferry, and this is actually where you can play co-op because one person can control the ferry and one person can control Elliot. But if you don't play co-op, you control the ferry with right stick. It's actually really cool. It kind of turns into like a kind of a twin stick thing going on. But if you have an Intel CPU, the ferry will lock your frame rate to 40. It's a bug. I don't know.
I'm looking at these reviews. I don't see nobody talking about that bug. I'm not saying you're wrong, but some people just don't like the game. Like this dude right here, Okaru, he said, "This is an aggressively mediocre game at the price point." Like, okay. That's what he said. I don't know what that means, but that's what he said. Oh, shit.
I did experience the bug, and we were looking in how to fix it. The way that you can fix it is that you can bring up Task Manager when you have the game open and go into the cores that it's using for your CPU. And you can either disable the E cores or the P cores. I disabled cores 1 through 15. And that fixed it. I'm back to 120 FPS. So I'm not saying you should have to do that. But if any of you are on PC and you want to play this game and you have an Intel CPU and you're worried about it, it is a very easy fix. You don't have to go into the BIOS or do anything.
Is this on console?
You know what they're going to...
It's on everything, yeah. It's on
Oh, it
Switch.
is.
It's on
Just get it
console.
on
It's
console.
everywhere.
Just get it on console. Chat.
Yeah, but I say, you know what they're gonna say was, see, that's what I told you about the PC gamers. They gotta do all this.
Well, yeah, guess what? The other games I mentioned, you can't play anywhere else. You can't play them anywhere. You can't play any of the games I played this week on console because you don't get demos, you don't get early access, you don't get anything except $70 games.
Somebody in the comments is about to tell you, Watts, well, that's why you're not getting Wolverine. That's why they're taking it from you. They're taking God of War.
That's fine. I have a PlayStation too.
Ooh,
Like it's not stopping me. I'm a real gamer.
I'm not broke. Fair enough. In regards to the news section, I'm not gonna lie, not a lot of positive news coming out this week. You have been warned. Bad. This is good. This is why earlier I was happy y'all had something to say about 007 because I was like, oh my god, this week's episode is gonna be negative. And I'm like, usually I feel like I try to find like a good balance between positive and negative this week. I was like, oh boy. So we're gonna kick off with one of the biggest news stories of the week. It would seem fresh off the heels of the Xbox showcase, some of that was a lie because 3 of their major studios are in danger of being closed and currently are in negotiations with trying to earn their freedom so that they don't get fucked up in the long run. It was Compulsion Games, Ninja Theory, and who's the third one?
The ones that are making the kill
Double Fine games.
Double Fine
games. Yes. Yeah, and people were super pissed about this one, not just because people were going to be losing their jobs, but friendly reminder, they just announced Senua, the sequel to Hellblade 2, and now Ninja Theory is in danger of being released. What's the name? Who asked? The press asked Microsoft about why they showed this game off if they're in danger of being closed, and this quote was released saying, most extraordinary Ninja Theory even debuted a new game, a third Hellblade title Senua at the Xbox Game Showcase. By the time the game was revealed, Microsoft had already planned to sunset or split the studio. The thinking was that the promise of a newly announced game would help draw investor interest into the studio. A source familiar with Microsoft's plans told GameFile. So they're showing off games at the showcase and hoping that you and I or somebody else with money picks up the slack so that the studio doesn't blow up.
It was an auction.
Yeah.
It was bait. It was literally like, hey, let me showcase their skills and then see if someone will purchase them.
And this is one of those stories when I was reading it, I was just like, look, man, I don't want to see Xbox fail because I don't want PlayStation and Xbox or Nintendo to be alone. But on the flip side, 2 things can be true at the same time. You guys are doing it to yourselves, man. It's just no defending this shit. You're about to kick these people to the side. They're about to lose their jobs. But then on the flip side, you're also trying to cut deals under the table by using your platform instead of trying to sell the game, sell the studio in hopes that they pick up the debt. I was like, man, the industry's in a weird place. What you think about this one, Jay?
Yeah, this one is absolutely heartbreaking to me. And I think the most confusing thing about this is it literally came off the heels of what I thought was a pretty good Xbox conference,
Agreed.
right? Like you have Asha coming in, you all say, hey, we're going back to Xbox. You actually do something good by lowering the prices of the Game Pass. You show this nostalgic Xbox. You give it to the people who were diehard fans that were at the event. Everything is good. You're actually showing games. You're showing stuff that people want to play. All the Xbots are like rallying. They're like, yeah, we got our exclusives back. Here we go. The PlayStation people aren't getting Gears E-Day. Like this was a good moment. Everybody's feeling good. And then not even a week later, you close not 1, not 2, but 3 studios. 2 of them, which you already mentioned, Ninja Theory, they already showed Senua. Double Fine, they released Kiln this year. They had a whole developers conference about it. Did you even know that the game came out? I forgot that the game actually came out. You know what? Xbox is terrible at marketing.
They are
terrible at marketing. They are dog crap at marketing.
And also, hold up. Nobody in the comments even called us out. Like, you guys didn't play Kiln. Nobody called. I don't think anybody knew this game came out.
No, I totally forgot. It wasn't my cup of tea anyways, but still, I forgot that the game even came out.
Was that a pun?
No.
Was that a game about making cups and shit?
It's about bases and cups. Yes. Good. Yeah, I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't do it on purpose. But anyways, no, it's really bad. Compulsion really hit me too because like but you literally just came out with South of Midnight, right? And regardless of the
Great
negativity that game received, yes, I think that critically we thought that it was a good game, and it actually won awards. Now, did it win the biggest award? No, but it actually won awards in other gaming shows. So it's not like this is just a run-of-the-mill game that didn't make any waves, that didn't get any recognition. Like, and some of the things that I kept seeing from people, again, I don't know if they're serious or not, but people kept saying, well, I didn't play those games anyways. Those games were bad. And I'm like, once again, I feel like you all are speaking from a just a raw sales standpoint, and I want you all to please stop talking like that. One, you're not Microsoft. You're not a part of this conversation. It goes back to the Steam DB watchers. It goes back to the Pocket watchers. You all are looking at the wrong things. How did this game make you feel? Was this game good or not? And I brought up multiple examples. Again, South of Midnight, which we just talked about, with Ninja Theory, Hellblade 1 and 2. Hellblade 2 was it definitely, the pacing was a little off. I will admit on that. With the pacing was a little off. Hellblade 1, ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing. When I actually got recommended to play that game, I said this is one of the most unique games that I have played in a very long time. You recommended to me, and I played it, and I thank you for that. And both of us were on the hype train.
Wait,
like,
watch this.
Hellblade 2.
Hey, who recommended me Hellblade 2?
Nobody, because you said you didn't want to play it.
Oh, so now y'all didn't recommend for me to play it. Okay.
Nope.
I'm going to go find a podcast, you lying motherfucker.
You played the first game, and you didn't do it.
No, because y'all was hyping up the second game after. I agree, y'all did, and I didn't. And then when the second, because this is before we knew the quality of the game, y'all was hyping it up. TV, I get on that shit. I got on that shit.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
we told you to play the first game though. You be hard headed. You said no. I'm just gonna play the second game.
No, I just want to let you know you batted 50%. That's all.
We said, anyway, why would you say second? Why would you play the second game without playing the first game? And then
anyway,
you were like,
that didn't make
me no black, me no black, me no black,
We did recommend the first one. We were like, yeah, T-Bed's gonna get bodied by these puzzles, boy. He ain't gonna understand nothing.
I'm the puzzle guy.
We did say that. But anyway, so I was like, I played Hellblade 1 and 2. I played South of Midnight. Like, Double Fine has been highly regarded for a long time. They're a beloved company. So like just all of these put together, I'm like, these games were good. Maybe from a sales standpoint, yes, they didn't meet, whatever the shareholders wanted them to be. But you cannot say, oh, because these games didn't sell, that these games were bad. I want people to get out of that mindset, because there'll be a lot of games that you probably regard as one of your favorites, but maybe they didn't sell as much as the Grand Theft Autos of the world. We cannot compare those. So I want people to really stop trying to use that as an argument as to why they deserve to get closed. So I just think that this is just terrible timing once again from Microsoft. They're trying to turn around, but then you close these studios, and apparently you all have had plans to close these studios for a while. I don't know what imaginary numbers that you all wanted here, but it still sucks overall to see these studios close. I don't care how anybody else feels about the games that they actually produce. You all put them under your banner. You all wanted them to make games for you. They made games for you, and you said, it ain't Halo, it ain't Forza, it ain't Gears. You can just go by the wayside. And this is the problem. I feel like we're going back to, because I remember on this podcast, we used to joke all the time, Microsoft ain't got no games. Y'all ain't got no games. And it was relatively true for a long time. Microsoft was getting bodied by Sony for a long time, especially during the Xbox One generation. Y'all had nothing. It was rough for y'all. And so y'all tried to turn it around. And then Microsoft, I think, just started throwing their wallet around and just gobbling up all these companies, acquiring company after company after company. And I don't think that anybody at the top realized, one, how hard it is to manage all of these different studios under one banner. But two, trying to actually come out with what you all thought were going to be some quality games that were going to just put you all, up here. Unfortunately, I don't think that the Xbox audience either really resonated with some of these games. Now, to me, yes, but I think to the Xbox audience, they didn't. They unfortunately want the same stuff. Again, there's no knock to y'all, but I think that's truly what it is. And that's all that I heard this week. We want the Gears. We want the
dude bro games is what you're saying?
Yeah, they want those dude bro games. That is the culture. We talked about this a while. That is the culture of Xbox. And I think that y'all are more or less content with that. But still, I think that Microsoft bit on more that they get you acquiring all these smaller studios, and then of course the Activisions and the Bethesdas, getting them as well. I think those were the dominoes that really just put them over the edge, and then led to the whole Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond thing, and now Asha comes in, and I don't want her to be the enforcer in this case, but it's seeming like that's the path that they kind of want to go, and I really think at this point Xbox need a hard reset. I hate to say it, but I think that needs to happen at this point, because I don't want to continue to see these things happen. And then what really makes me mad, like I was already mad about Compulsion and Ninja Theory especially, because I really did like them. But when I heard the rumors about Arcane, I said, no, we gonna riot. We are going to riot if y'all mess with Arcane. I'm sorry, because people have been talking about Blade. They wanted to see Blade. They said, hey, let us cook. If y'all say that Arcane is in trouble and is in danger of closing, then all right, Microsoft, y'all really about to lose me, because like that's going to be the straw that's going to break the camel's back, in my opinion.
At least drop Blade before everything blows up. Like don't blow Blade up with everything.
Right, because they're working on it. Who knows how long that they've been in development, but like just to just close them, potentially close them, and then they're just I don't know. We don't have the funds to make this game anymore. I really think I think last week we had the conversation about Xbox potentially spinning off. I think this is leading more credence to them really spinning off now at this point, and not be another Microsoft's watchful eye anymore, and having that money behind them, and having them going fend for themselves. But I think they're, I hate to keep saying it, but they're trimming off the fat. From a business standpoint, yeah, y'all may need to do this because apparently y'all aren't making any money. But from a general consumer standpoint, this just really sucks. And I'm so tired of hearing and having to speak about more studios closing down almost every week at this point. And Microsoft, trying to right the ship, but then again, you're taking like 3 steps back with this type of news. So overall, just absolutely terrible. And I know somebody works at Compulsion Games too. We all do. So I really feel for her as well, because they blaming her like always for Compulsion Games closing down. And I don't think that anybody, let alone her, deserves it. So it just really sucks. But I want Microsoft to really, and Xbox, to get it together and truly figure out what y'all can work with and what games that you need to come out with in order to, I guess, right the ship and get back to, what's actually going to be competitive in this market.
I think Phil Spencer, you will pay for your crimes, what you've done. But I do think it's mostly his fault, the plays they made over the last 10 years, putting them in debt. But on the flip side, I'm not gonna lie, after this week's news, I'm kind of off the Asha train. Like, I don't trust her either. I'm not. I want her to do a good job, but like to do that showcase and then a week later come, like, you knew that shit was going to happen beforehand. Remember, there were articles coming out saying that she's only doing the feedback forums to pander to the Xbox audience. I think it adds validity to that rumor that she's just pandering, but really she was going to cut the feet under people regardless. So like now I'm not wishing failure upon her, but I'm side eyeing her now. Like I don't trust her. And to add insult to injury before I throw it to you, Watts, also other Xbox news, Xbox Game Studio head chief and staff stepped down after a year, which is very interesting to me because you've been working your whole life to get to one of these lead positions in Microsoft and you just stepped down after all that. Maybe he knows something. I don't know. And then also the same week, after all this foolishness, Microsoft CEO, the head, said that we are not monetizing games enough. We need to find a way to make more money off our games and more AI. What's your thoughts on all the drama this week with Xbox, Watts?
Oh man, no, I'm really sad about it. It felt like, with the E3 not E3 weekend that we had, it was like, man, all of you are bringing bangers and Xbox was one of the better ones. And then to not even like a week later hear that a lot of the game that I saw that I was excited about, Senua, it's like you're having all that cool stuff from previous Hellblade games, but now it's more action focused and they're taking time to really flesh that out. I was like, that's dope. I want that. That's exciting. So it kind of feels like Asha is being brought in to do the stuff that almost needs to be done. Like you got to get rid of everyone and they're bringing in her to do it. Because I don't know if there was like a thing with Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond that they didn't want to do that, or they weren't comfortable with the plan that Xbox was wanting to do, or that Microsoft was wanting to do. But especially with the Xbox boss stepping down, it just kind of feels like Microsoft wants Xbox to do something and they need someone to do it. And it's not in line with what other people were wanting to do. It's kind of how it felt when she first got hired, and I was like, something ain't right. Something just ain't right. Something's weird. It's very weird. And it seemed like, okay, maybe she's doing a good job. I don't know. But then it was really early, right? Because, like big decisions, they don't happen right away. So anything that you see that's important happening right away isn't because of Asha, because you can't move that quickly. So, yeah, I don't know. Something stinks. And I'm worried about what's going to happen with Xbox. Microsoft doesn't seem to believe in Xbox anymore, or they want them to start doing stuff that doesn't make sense for them being a gaming brand. So I think we're going to start seeing a lot of resetting, not just from Xbox, but from a bunch of studios, companies, publishers, where you're going to see a lot of people lose their jobs. A lot of talent is going to be let go, and a lot of that talent is never going to come back because the game industry is so unstable. So I'm real sad about it.
I agree with you with the part where you was talking about like these big decisions are not made overnight. So like that's why I said I'm not going to totally put it on Asha, because this was probably in motion somewhere between the transfer of power. The reason I think I'm still like side-eyeing her is like, I guess it sucks to see anybody lose their job, but I respect it more if you just rip the Band-Aid off. That bitch is going to stink. But at least I will respect the fact that you're being like, hey guys, we're not doing too well financially. We're going to have to do X, Y, and Z to steer this ship in the right motion. It's the showcase thing rubs me the wrong way, to act like everything's okay and then just be like, well, actually, we're selling you guys off. Matter of fact, try to strive for your own future. Figure it out. Bye. That's the part where I'm like, I don't like that shit. Like,
I get
we're talking
that,
about real people's like lives and stuff like that. What do you think about it all, Ethos?
It's just like, here you go, guys. There's a really cool thing. Everyone's so excited for your game. Goodbye.
Just be honest, like, yo, our shit's trash right now. Our shit's trash right now. We're trying to figure it out. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to trim some fat. I think people would at least, because I don't know about you, but I don't want to wake up and find out that my job just fucking gone off of Twitter. Like, well, I did with G4, but that's not the point.
Damn.
What's the name? I wouldn't like that. What do you think about it all, Ethos?
So it's bad. I got excommunicated, so there's certain information I'm not privy to anymore. But jokes aside, I have a theory, and it's based off of what Jason Schreier, when I was doing my whole streaming marathon, I actually sat there and I watched the entire breakdown that Jason Schreier did about this entire thing. And he fills in a lot of holes that I think kind of paint a picture that, like, it's a theory, a game theory, if you will. But I think it makes the most amount of sense as to what's happening. So a couple things. The first point about Senua, that doesn't surprise me at all, because JG's favorite game, one of JG's favorite games, they did the same thing with Shenmue 3. Remember they brought that game out early. It wasn't anywhere ready, and they did it to get a Kickstarter ready. And they're like, why do you need a Kickstarter for this money? That was a controversy years ago. Dell talked about this in one of his videos, and I've heard it too, is that a lot of gamers say, we don't want you showing your game to us early if you don't have gameplay. If it's not coming out next year, we don't want to see it. And Dell made this very compelling point and said, the thing is, we know you guys hate that. We have to do that.
Yeah.
A lot of the investor side of gaming requires like that they need to see early numbers to see the hype. And if they don't get the hype necessary, they'll do what's about to happen right now. They'll cut it. So this is like a last ditch effort in my eyes. When I'm seeing, this seems like it's a last ditch chance for like what Xbox is saying, 50-50. One, that there's still an interest for Senua, and that there's fans of that franchise still, and they want to see a third game. And then two, kind of like what they said, it makes it look more lucrative if they have marketing data to back that up and say, oh, look how many views the trailer got. Look at the reception to the trailer at E3. So if they do get sold off, they have to sell. They have data. They have something to show for it, right? Instead of just being like what happened with Bungie, right? Behind the scenes, we're making a deal. We're making deals with whoever we can to stay afloat, and we're just having all these hypothetical incubation projects. But nothing's ready to show yet. Nothing's there. But we're just gonna, use these as ways to make our evaluation to go up without really true data of like what's the interest on this, like how many people are actually going to be interested in playing this project or whatever it is. Oh, we're Bungie. So yeah, that's the first thing. The second thing is, I said from the very beginning when Asha first came aboard that I was like, I don't like the way any of this smells. Kind of what we're all saying. I didn't like the way it happened. I think the abruptness of what Phil and Sarah Bonds, how they got removed, seemed very off and weird. Like it wasn't even a transition. It wasn't like we're winding down and I'm going to step down. Because I feel like if things were normal, if things were not being nefarious, if there was no nefarious actions being taken, I feel like if they were going to leave, I don't think it would have been as abrupt. I think both of them would have acknowledged they were going to retire, and within 6 months or something like that, they would have put it in they would have announced who the successor was going to be, and they would have slowly had them transition, introduce themselves to the gaming world, introduce them to the industry, and then, pass the torch, if you will, in a very calming way. To just straight up out of nowhere wake up one day and just see the guillotine went down and knocked out Phil and Sarah Bond simultaneously without any word, and then all of a sudden this new person's put in who is literally very close to the CEO, who was hired because she was part of their AI initiative, which didn't go well, and then you put her into this role to the one to do this. None of this shocks me anymore. I hate that I said a week or two ago, man, Asha, maybe I was hating. Maybe I was hating, and maybe I should have given you the benefit of the doubt, because it seems like what you're starting to do seems good, but I think all these things seem very messed up when you think about, I still think this is on the head of Asha. Like the buck has to stop with her. She knew that this stuff, there's no excuse for her not to be like, I didn't know. You knew that this was going to happen. You knew privately. You guys knew behind the memo. And it just shows this messiness where you seem to be like, oh, we're very receptive to feedback. And look, we're making these changes and we're doing this podcast and And then we hear about the chaos of, the exclusive deal with Halo and stuff, like how they were going to last minute pull it out of nowhere, and where they said things weren't going to be exclusive, now they are, and we're just going to do this. And like a lot of the studios they're not, the whole point of the leadership and like directing is that you put everybody under one vision. And something that Jason Schreier, and I'll actually disagree about the Phil Spencer, you'll pay for your sins. I think he made mistakes, but I don't think they were nefarious compared to what's happening now. Phil Spencer made mistakes. I don't think anyone here is going to sit here and act like he was perfect and that he did it. But one thing we knew, he cared about gaming, truly did. He knew his stuff, and he wanted he really did do. I remember when again, I can't stress enough how fucking bad Xbox was when he got into the position. Like if you think what Asha got into bad, we're talking Xbox One, Don Matrick, Connect, online, like they were getting slaughtered. And then the first things he tries to do is, I'm going to try to get emulation to work. I'm going to try to get this Game Pass thing, so there's affordability.
Backwards compatibility was a big thing for him.
Right. And we remember early on, a lot of people did not see the vision for this stuff. And a lot of the things that he initially started to push back in 2016, 2015, 2016 ended up becoming what was needed now. But it took so long for it to happen, and how much they had to pay for, and the acquisitions and everything like that, in order for them to pull that off. It just requires a lot. But one of the things that I think is very crazy to me is Jason Schreier said in his video, he said, I talked to somebody during I talked to somebody when I was at an event. It was like an industry event. And he said, I was talking to developers. I was talking to Xbox developers. And he said, I heard this across the board, but one specific person, he said, I talked to them and they said, there's definitely uncertainty with Xbox. Sometimes there's ups and downs when it comes to like leadership and so forth like that. And sometimes they're still trying to figure out the kinks of it, because Microsoft is different from Sony and from that. Like it's a way different type of industry. Xbox hardware collides with Xbox software, collides with Xbox game studios. Like all three of them accidentally bump heads with each other when they try to do something, and it might impact the other one. They don't even realize it. And then you have big corporate CEO Microsoft looming over them. So there's a lot of different mechanics that's way different of an experience than Nintendo, than PlayStation. But one thing they said is that this person said, and he said he's heard it multiple times, Jason Schreier, he said, developer said, there's definitely some ups and downs. It's not perfect. But one thing that they said is that we believe in Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer believes in us. he supports us, and he has, in fact, we believe that Phil Spencer has our best interest in mind. And he said, and then Jason Schreier, I'm not sure, it was a crazy bar. He then, after he finishes that statement, next sentence comes out his mouth is says, and then a week later, Phil Spencer is then released from his job. And same with Sarah Bond. And then think about this. Then the timing of this. Remember what happened? What happened directly after this? Then the articles came out. Sarah Bond is a terrible leader. Phil Spencer didn't know what he was doing. I'm just saying the timing makes me believe that this was nefariously set up.
Did we not say that those felt like hit pieces when they first came out?
Yeah, we all said that. We said this doesn't match what like if this was the case, why has there not been leaks from developers on the Xbox camp?
Right. There hasn't over like 10 years. There's been nothing.
There's been nothing, and now all of a sudden, they weren't team players, and they were messing up, and they were not good for the business or whatever it is. So I think this is just my theory. This is not me speaking facts. This is just my conspiracy theory. I think Phil truly cares. I think Phil is a good person. Like overall, when it comes to like developers, I think he genuinely does care about the craft. And I've seen in multiple videos where it was that, and even as much as I shit on Matt Booty, even Matt Booty there's video of him also talking about how he doesn't want to interrupt the creative process of video games with the business side. Take that however you will. But one thing that I think they always said is they did their best without Microsoft forcing their hand. They tried to do the best job they could to allow, which is what they said, I don't need you to make a commercial successful. Mind you, this is what gamers tell us. I don't need you to make a game that needs to be a hit. I don't need you to make games that have to hit the lowest common denominator that can hit us the most amount of money possible. I want you to make creative, fun, unique games, whatever you guys want to make. I want you to create those games. I'm not asking for a mandate of you having to sell the certain price. This is back when the whole, like, we're going to get Game Pass and start make games. They need to fill out the backlog. That was the tenet. That was what Phil Spencer told all the studios. But then Microsoft, you remember it was 2013 or 2023, 2024. Microsoft comes down and basically tells Phil Spencer, y'all got to get profiting. And then that was when that rumor came around that then the narrative had shifted. And basically the studios were being told, you have to now be profitable. Because beforehand, Phil has said, I don't need your games to be uber profitable. I just need you to break even. That's literally what they said. If you can make the games that are fun, creative, and I thought that's what gamers wanted. We wanted developers to make these fun, cool games. I don't need you to make microtransaction online, live
I'll
service.
get some pushback there. I think that's where he probably, if that's what you're saying is true, I think that's where he probably messed up a little bit. I think when it comes to creativity, you have to be somewhere in the middle. Because I mean, we just acknowledged that Xbox's brand has always been the dude bro console. And if we look at what they've been putting out, they appeal to gamers like us on this podcast and probably people who listen to them. If you listen to this podcast, you are probably hardcore and probably play a lot of
You're a
different
wokey.
Yeah. You don't mind playing a South by Midnight, but you can only get away with that, I think, if you give them more of the God of Wars, the Gears of War type of games. I do think they messed up in that, because I'd argue they have the opposite problem of PlayStation. I think PlayStation sells a lot because they give their fan base exactly what they want. We just complain they do it a little too much. Could you guys be a little bit more creative? Xbox is the opposite. I think they didn't give them enough of what the fans wanted. And they just went too far left with all the creative different stuff. Because I do think they had their big three. They had the Gears, the Halo, and the Forza. And Forza is the only one that I feel like is still really standing. They don't have like their big three AAA titles that appeals to everybody. It was just too many hi-fi rushes, basically.
They tried Halo.
Well, no, they need to stop making that shit, because at least with PlayStation, you get Wolverine.
So you want them to make Halo or not?
No, I do, but I don't want them to make Halo. I'm saying they need a new Halo. They need a new. I've been saying, any of these studios, they needed a new big three, is what I think. Period.
No,
Halo Forza can still exist, but it needed other stuff.
This is the problem. What they did was what you're saying. South of Midnight could have been that. If maybe they had given it more budget.
I like South of Midnight. I don't think South of Midnight was selling more than 5 million copies. I don't think it was going to be that big.
I'm not saying South of Midnight as in what you have played. I'm saying the idea of funding a game that is something different and unique, and also pushing it. And if you market it well enough, it could have been some different type of game. But what I'm trying to say is that you can't say one flip of the coin, someone else needs to do Halo, or we can't do Halo anymore, because they messed up Halo multiple times. Halo's branding is in hell. And if you make 3 new ones, that goes against what you're saying right now with what a bunch of the fans are saying, which is we want Gears, we want Dude Bro, we want what used to be with the 3. They want the 360. I'm sorry. They want the 360 era to return. That's what they want.
Well, then why is it with PlayStation they can get away with it? Because like nobody's played Intergalactic Heretic Prophecy, but everybody's excited about that game.
No, everyone's not excited for that game.
Most people, besides the incels, because it's a wham. Most people are excited. That's a new IP because it's Naughty Dog. We at bare minimum we know it's probably going to be.
But hear me out. They're in hell too, because Naughty Dog is about to go an entire generation without a new game. It's been a whole generation. They have not given us
I just said PlayStation has the opposite problem. They lean too much into giving their hardcore fan, because that's what their fans want. We want to see PlayStation. I'm saying Xbox needs to do a little bit more of leaning into the fans.
It takes too long. The thing that they want is taking Naughty Dog 9 years. It's taking them.
Whoa. Have they really been working on that game for 9 years, or have they been remastering The Last of Us? I don't know. God of War. Santa Monica, they got it down. They got God of War Ragnarok out, and they have a new game coming out before the end of the PS5. Naughty Dog has nothing. They've shown nothing. Because they're making their TV show.
They were making The Last of Us Online, which they deleted at 80%.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Didn't Bungie or somebody sabotage? Who sabotaged that game and said that shit was ass and they canceled it?
It wasn't sabotage. It was like
sabotage. Sony said they didn't want it. So Sony said, well,
I don't have no excuse for that one. All I'm saying is I think Xbox could have found a happy medium where they fed those.
Are we really going to sit here and be like, Sony gives players what they want? Because I'm sorry, I thought everybody wanted Last of Us multiplayer. I thought everyone wanted. I did not hear one person be like, when they said that we're working on factory, I did not hear one person be like, I don't want this live server slop. Not one person said that. Everyone was like, fuck yes, I want.
I'm not saying they don't have misses, because Concord is one of them, but I am saying I do think they do a better job of giving their fan base. Because look at the way they reacted to the way I responded with God of War. They said we like walking and pressing R2. That's what they want, bruh. So I think they do a better job of appeasing the core fan base. I think Xbox kind of forgot the core fan base when they acquired all those studios, and they leaned too far into trying to acquire a new fan base.
They literally got the holy grail.
What do you mean?
Call of Duty. That is the core game that was 360. When you got a 360, what's the first game you think of with a 360? Call of Duty, Halo, Gears. Mostly Call of Duty. Everybody was saying we're getting Call of Duty. Ain't nobody getting that shit on PlayStation 3. We get it on Xbox 360.
Did we really think that them acquiring Call of Duty was a good move though? Because I never thought that was a great move.
If they had kept it exclusive, yes, but they couldn't because the government, Biden government, Biden was not going to let it.
Was that great of a move.
He could have said Black Ops 7.
Yeah.
Ziggy and I both said it. If they had kept it exclusive, it would have worked.
Microsoft should have acquired Call of Duty back in the era of Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Black Ops. Then I would have been like, holy shit, Microsoft is about to sell.
But they never would have sold it. That's the thing. That era, they were at the height. They would never sell to Microsoft, but they had to be in a ditch in order for them. That's why it even became a possibility.
Call of Duty was only a Game Pass seller, and they took it off. They took it off. I'm not fucking with that shit.
I'm not saying they had to, probably from a financial standpoint. They looked at the last thing and was like, holy shit, we fucked up. This is not giving us the money we thought. But what I'm trying to say is that there's mistakes all around. And I'm not even saying that Phil Spencer, like I said before, I'm not saying Phil Spencer was perfect. But what I'm saying is when you have one person that seems to be, and this is my theory, I think Microsoft CEO basically came into Phil's office and told him kind of what happened with Uncle Jeff for Blizzard. He probably sat down and they told him, they said, you need to cut this amount of people, or you need to do this, and you have to do it now. And Phil probably told him no. And that's why he got gotted. And same with Sarah Bond.
That's kind of what I thought. Maybe not that exact thing, but I was like, I thought it was like an AI thing where Microsoft was like, we want to implement more AI, and they
and
were
Phil was probably like, no, don't do that. That's not a good idea.
And then they
left. I cannot believe, because of the way Phil and Sarah just disappeared. There's no logical explanation for that being, oh, it was just fairs. The only logical explanation based off of what we know now, and what I'm pretty sure we're going to discover when a lot of people lose their jobs in the next month or two,
they're going to start snitching.
Is people going to start talking, people going to start yapping, and people going to hit up Jason Schreier, and they'll be like, yo, I'm going to tell you what went wrong. he basically replaced Phil Spencer with I'm gonna call it Asha like a yes man, but I'm gonna say is he replaced somebody with someone who's going to be more receptive.
Who would do the bidding of Microsoft.
Who would do the bidding of what Microsoft wants to do.
The
And
enforcer.
Again, this kind of proves it because what was the number one thing? People try to pull Asha's gaming cred, and then that's still people kind of let that go. But that was another thing where it was like, this is suspicious. The account, they're like, oh, I have this account, and people
Just
were like,
made an Xbox account yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is not a similar thing. So I think a lot of people jumped the gun on Asha, just thought because she kind of what we were talking about, placated a couple people with this and little small thing. And the most evil thing, the thing that I just cannot forgive, is how you can fly out a bunch of influencers and media, wine them and dine them in some fancy high part, and knowing
I was showing that
That's the
earlier.
thing.
Let me show it again.
I give them
Knowing.
Xboxes.
Yes, telling them we're going to give you these nice Xboxes, knowing you're about to literally do a Friday a red wedding. You're about to wipe out a bunch of people's livelihoods. Like you're making that decision, and then you're going to sit on stage and be like, "We're for the fans. Everyone here is going to get an X. You'll get an Xbox." That just seems like that's just. I'm sorry. That's evil.
Whether you save that money and pay your employees.
That is ethically unmoral. I don't think anyone can sit here and be like, you can't tell me on one hand they gotta cut the fat, like what you said, TBH. And on the other hand, you feeding the piggies. I just can't ethically understand how these things match. They don't. So
what's the solution here? That's what I'm
there
trying
is
to
no
get to.
solution. We're fucked.
Reset.
We are
Reset.
fucked.
Reset.
The whole
It's time to nuke
industry
the whole
is
thing,
doing
bro.
like a huge reset, and reset is real bad for it's gonna be real bad. A lot of people are gonna lose their jobs, a lot of studios are gonna close, we're gonna lose a lot of ancient techs that don't end up getting passed down, and it's gonna have to reset. And how that looks at the end of it, I don't know.
And you know what's gonna happen? After that reset happens, guess what? When you see a quality drop in the games,
I do think
why?
they especially fucked up during the Xbox One era, because when I think about it, when I think of the Xbox One, like I can't think of like a single game that just like stood out on that. I remember them being hyper focused on like the Kinect. And that's why I was saying to you that like I think they messed up by not
Titanfall.
appeasing.
Titanfall.
They messed up with Titanfall too. But
But
that was more
Titanfall
EA.
That was their killer app. Titanfall was
Titanfall
their
1,
killer app.
they messed up on. EA fucked up Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see. I'll give you that
Well,
one.
one was first. It was shown at Xbox 3. I remember it was shown at Xbox's E3. It was touted by the original creators of Call of Duty. That was supposed to be the next generation of Call of Duty. That was supposed to be
their
Call of
next
Duty.
big game.
Yes, that's why Microsoft was like, we need it. We will pay for the servers. We will actually help invest into this, because they were like indie before that, because they thought that was going to be their new call. That was going to be the new Call of Duty franchise.
I just look at the response that Gears, is it 5, whatever, E-Day. I look at the response E-Day got, and like PlayStation and Xbox fans are like, oh, that looks like one of those ones. And that's why I said I just feel like they fucked up and they didn't appease enough of their core dude bro game audience. If they would just had maybe just one original new IP that got people excited about the platform, it would have been easier. Because I think I read they sell like 4 PS5s for every one Xbox. There's just not a reason outside the Game Pass to own that, and I think they needed those games because Halo's been fucking up. Forza's okay, but it's on every platform. I don't know.
I'm not lying. I'd be evil. I would have acquired Bungie. I'd have took Bungie. I'd have slaved them right back to Halo.
Wait. Does the timeline?
I'd have enslaved them right back into it, and they'd be like, "You do Halo now."
Oh, you're saying bring them in now?
I'm saying back when they were offered and
when
they
were
backed out.
Yeah.
I would have grabbed them and I would have said, because 343 doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. I would have said, because even if Bungie doesn't even know what the fuck they're doing, the marketing idea of saying we're back and being like Bungie's making a Halo, you would have sold millions. Even if the game ended up being kind of mid, they would have made millions.
Yeah,
I think
that
that's
is
right.
true.
That would have got
Bungie's
everybody.
back.
That would have got all the boomers excited.
What you mentioned though, I agree, but I do still feel like that's a band-aid. That wouldn't have fixed the problem overall.
I mean, well, what if Bungie? Let's say, just hypothetically, let's go down hypothetical road. Let's say they do acquire Bungie. Let's say let's say we're in Earth 2 now. They acquire Bungie, and they said they stopped Marathon from being developed. They cut off Destiny 2, and they say no more Destiny 2. We're not funding this. It's done. People are pissed, right? Like Sony. People are mad at Microsoft like they are at Sony right now. But they say in return, we will allow you. You guys are going to now take over Halo. and the OG people, they're still out there.
We're closing down 343. They're gone.
Yeah, 343, they're gone. and anybody who's Bungie, and in matter of fact,
and everything they did is not canon.
Yes, yeah. And then, matter of fact, from this point forward, Bungie, you lead what the lore is supposed to be. If you need to rewrite or rebuild, better yet, I do this. Bungie, you take over. We remake. We reboot Halo from the very beginning. Halo Infinite, Halo, whatever. You just call it Halo. Whether you want to remake the first game or you just want to reboot the whole entire franchise, something new. Say this is the new vision for Halo from Bungie. I'd be like, worst case scenario, you still make a bunch of money because of the hype. Best case scenario, Bungie hits lightning twice, or knows exactly what Halo. It has that Halo feel. They nail it perfectly. The characters, they have the OG people still working on it. They get one big hurrah. I call it no different than when you remember when they announced Modern Warfare 2019? And remember how that felt like a rejuvenation of Call of Duty when people were just like sick of it? Because they brought the original, like a bunch of the OG Infinity Ward devs, they returned to Infinity Ward to help make that one. Halo could have had that. Halo should have had that, especially after Halo 5. That should have been, they tried with Infinite, with like Jason Statham and whatever, but like that should have been the moment they're like, let's reboot this entire thing and just rethink, what we're doing. And I think they'd be in better condition.
I hear you. I do think you're downplaying because like when I hear PlayStation, I think Ghost of Tsushima, Wolverine, God of War, Intergalactic Prophecy, Last of Us, Uncharted. Like I think of these things and I associate it with the hardware. Right now, when you say Xbox, the first thing that comes to mind when I think of Xbox One era, the first game is the Han Solo. Remember the Connect shit?
No,
I do think of that.
No.
And then when you think
Titanfall one.
No, I think of Titanfall. I think of Titanfall. I think of Halo Chief Master Chief Edition.
Matter of fact, let's go to the comments. I'm curious how many people.
Chief Edition.
Yeah,
how many people think of Titanfall 1 when they think of Xbox, bro? I forgot that was originally an Xbox game. And
that
then I was going to say
back in 2014. That I know. We're not going to gaslight us. Watson, you could back me up on this.
No, you're right. But I'm saying you had to jog my memory.
Yeah, I'm just saying because we're in hindsight. But I remember when they came out, it was bundled. Titanfall was bundled with it. That was their day one killer app.
Yeah. And I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying, you tried. And I'm saying you had to jog my memory. That's why I don't associate it. I associate Han Solo with Xbox One, and with the Xbox Series, I associate the Game Pass, which was great for like 2-3 years. But like, I don't associate.
But those aren't video games.
Yeah, those aren't. That is a problem. They have an identity issue.
I'll give you one during the Xbox One era. Recore. You remember that?
Shut the fuck up, bro.
or I'm sorry, Sun, what was the one that Insomniac did for them? That was the other one that was very popular. That was supposed to be their next generation.
They had Ori and the Blind Forest.
You know how I know?
Sunset Overdrive.
You talking about Sunset Overdrive?
Yeah, Ori was supposed to be the mascot. Ori, I'll prove it. Thomas, who Watts knows this, no rest of the wicked. Thomas said that, I read it. Thomas said that he had been sending emails to Phil, and also it was Don at the time, but it was Phil. And he said, there's this, like, Microsoft let us do what we wanted, which was nice. But I kept trying to help them in a way, further push Ori into bigger light. Like he felt Ori could have been Microsoft's mascot. Like it could have been their cartoon mascot. He was like, I was trying to help them and send an email. He said, I was sending an email to Phil, but Phil would never talk really about it. But he was like, I was trying to tell Phil, Ori has a lot of potential. Ori's overwhelmingly loved. Everyone loves Ori the Blind Forest. You could make it the branding for Xbox. That could be your Mario.
The point I'm trying to make though is look how hard all four of us are hardcore gamers, and look how hard
Sunset Overdrive.
Look how hard we're debating whether or not the Xbox One had some type of definitive moment or games, and then take it to the average person who just goes to GameStop. You genuinely think they remember that shit from the Xbox One?
They don't. You had to be super hardcore. They had Quantum Break. Remember Quantum Break? Remember Rise on the
Scalebound was supposed to a game that never came out was supposed to be the face of Xbox. Scalebound. That's what happened, bro. Where was Scalebound? We needed Scalebound.
But again, a lot of this is just because we're in hindsight, and the biggest thing that caused Xbox's era to be dead was because they made the stupid mistake. Yes, they did the stupid online, and that murdered. It didn't matter how many killer apps they had. It didn't matter how many games they had ready. It didn't matter all the new features of it, because that was the only thing we were talking about. Online. It literally blotted out the sun for Xbox. They didn't have a chance to talk about. That's why Titanfall didn't. I'd argue that's why Titanfall didn't get as much.
I'll give you that for the Xbox
all
One.
Media was talking about.
What about the Series though?
You don't have the problems with the Series S and X. because of how bad the Xbox One was. I cannot stress how bad that era was. It was that terrible.
People didn't want to come back.
Was bad.
I didn't want to come. I didn't want to come back to it after the Xbox.
Also,
I want to come back.
the Series X and S got ruined because Halo got delayed. Halo Infinite was supposed to be their app. It was supposed to be your day one app, and it got delayed. It wasn't ready. That console came out with no games. It had nothing. What are we going to get excited for? Nothing is on the console day one.
Goddamn.
PlayStation 5 had stuff ready day one. It's not the same. They even had, God forbid, they had Last of Us ready to go. They made sure Last of Us was ready, coming out literally a year right before the 5 came out. And then they had God of War ready to go.
They had Demon Souls day
and then
one.
Demon Souls ready.
That was ready day one.
That's why I'm like, it's not the same. I'm like, it's not the same. Xbox had so much just baggage and bullshit that they've done. And I really get tired when people try to say, yes, this is why I say I get really tired of people just like, Xbox just needs to do what PlayStation do. Xbox just do what Nintendo do. It's not that simple. There's a very specific, unique, fucked up history from the Xbox One to now that's got them in the situation that they are in, about why they're screwed. And Sony has not had that experience. Nintendo definitely has not had that experience. So, like, you can't just say, just do what they do, and then problems erase themselves. It doesn't work like that.
Xbox, drop your own version of Smash Bros. Problem solved. Put Forza
No,
cars,
it won't. That won't
Master
solve the problem.
Chief in that bit.
No, because PlayStation had one. Remember that?
Well, that game sucked.
Make
it good. Make it good. Well, and in the midst of all this negative Xbox news with the layoffs and the games and stuff like that, the good news is that according to this leak, Xbox is coming out with new payment methods. So the CEO is saying that, you know, they want to make more money, and somebody looked into the code and they found on the website, they found PayPal and Klarna is going to be added to the Xbox platform. So if you can't afford games, you can't afford games, you can now, you know, do 4 payments with Klarna. Yeah, it's coming.
I think they're mentioning PayPal because they also have that option, Watts, of you PayPal credit. Yeah, that's why.
Hey, to be fair though, I do rock with 4 for 4 for PayPal. I do that all the time.
I do too.
That's great. When I don't want to spend all that money all up front,
I'm going to need it in September, man.
Yeah, there's no interest. Yeah, no interest.
No, we're not. We need to manifest these codes, Watts. What the fuck? Come on, Dad. Give us some codes.
I can't pay this.
Oh, shit.
So I mean, I can see what people are like. Yeah, this is potentially a bad thing. If you're bad with your money, I don't think you should be putting games on layaway. So please don't. If you don't have the money, please don't put your games on layaway.
No, we're in a FOMO era. Everybody needs to be part of the conversation.
I know. So, that's how we got.
Well, you could just watch some Rad Brad playthroughs. No, you don't need to play them.
They already are.
They don't need to play Watts. Apparently, nobody needs to play the game.
They don't need to play. There's literally no difference between watching and playing. That's what they told me.
Just pressing buttons and shit.
My brain is still fried from last week.
Look, I'm not trying to have y'all go broke, Chad. Anybody who's watched the podcast, I ain't trying to have y'all go broke, man. If you already ain't got the money, please don't spend it.
The bay is always open.
Freaking last piece of Xbox news, which is positive before we move on to PlayStation. There was a rumor coming out that you would need PlayStation Plus in order to play split screen co-op when Halo Campaign Evolve comes to the PS5. The official Halo account took to Twitter to dispel that and say you do not need a PS Plus subscription to play co-op with a buddy. So if you have any interest in playing Campaign Evolved on the PS5, you will not have to pay for the online.
This is bad news.
Why?
How are you going to get them on the Xbox? You make them, on PlayStation, you got to pay. But on Xbox, it's free. See? Missed opportunity right there.
I just don't think Halo is moving units like it used to, dog. I don't agree.
Remember when we said Halo was back when we played Infinite? Remember that? Good time.
It could have been. It could have been.
2 weeks.
We was just excited because it was free. It was free, and they dropped it out of nowhere.
No, that joke was good, man.
No, yeah, fire. I'm sorry.
That's good, man.
Well,
is JG dying?
Yeah, JG's breaking up for
JG,
me.
you dying, bro? You dying?
You good?
No, your audio, not your visuals.
Say something.
You sound like you was fighting Optimus.
Yeah, he said. As you can see, we have issues sometimes on the show. Depending on how long it takes for him to fix this, I may or may not cut it out.
Forget that it even happened.
Until like it didn't happen. Matter of fact, I am while he figures that out.
What do you guys have for dinner?
I was gonna move on to the next story. I haven't eaten dinner. I was gonna eat it afterwards. 1-7 over here. You good, Jay?
My signal was acting
weird.
Oh.
You're good.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, my signal was acting weird. I saw it was reconnecting. I'm like, hello?
We not on
Anyways,
Discord.
okay.
I was like, that's
Hurricane. The hurricane
It's
got
the government, probably.
No, it's Xbox.
I was talking. Yeah, I was talking too much crap about Xbox as well.
Moving on to PlayStation news. PlayStation has confirmed in their recent earnings call with their shareholders that the rumors are true. They are removing support for PC ports, their first party exclusives to PC. In the earnings report, they claim that the reason they're removing PlayStation exclusives off of PC is due to a lack of revenue. They're not making money off of those games, so it's no longer rumor. Go ahead, speak on it. Why do you think it's not true?
That's not true. That's not true.
Fake news.
So I haven't been a SteamDB chart watcher for all of these releases, but Stellar Blade, that was the one game that did come to PC during the great Steam chart watching era of video gamers. And that game had a ton of people playing it as soon as it released on PC. So I could not imagine that releasing like Ghost of Tsushima and releasing God of War had like no sales on PC. The other thing that I would say is that when you're releasing something like 6 months to 2 years after it comes out, you're not going to see as many sales as if you release it day and date. Every single publisher in the world, every platform is saying like, we have over half of our player base on PC now.
Capcom
PC market is huge. Capcom just said it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we are seeing that PC is the largest platform for pretty much everyone now. So I just don't buy it. I think like what I said before is that it makes sense from them wanting to maintain their identity and maintain the value of their console for them to have exclusives. That makes sense. But I just can't believe that it's like, oh, well, we don't make enough money on PC.
Yeah, I agree.
Why?
Oh, go ahead.
A prominent Sony pony told me that PC gamers are still pirates. We're trolls. And we wait on games to go on sale because we're broke, and that is why PlayStation. That's why Sony.
I'm not gonna.
Is that a real art? Wait. Is that bad to get a good deal?
This is one of my.
We don't be buying shark cards.
Yeah, this is why this is why I got into another argument on Twitter this week. TBH. This is one of
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't ever read what you write anymore. I just laugh.
I just see crazy picture, paragraph.
JG quote tweeting something. I ain't reading that. Okay.
Yes, one of the people from the hate community apparently saw my tweet and decided to respond on it. I said, "Oh no, it's you." I said this tweet has went somewhere that I didn't want it to go, and that is what he said. And then he proceeded to link SteamDB charts of Destiny 2 and Marathon, and I said, "What the hell does this have to do with what I said?" And I was like, it had literally nothing to do with what I said. What the statement that you made has nothing to do with Steam charts of Destiny 2 and Marathon. I say, you go ahead, man. Your argument is just going all over the place. This is why I don't talk to any of you losers, because it's just ridiculous. But again, we've had this conversation before. Sony admitting now, or at least, putting out a statement as to why I still call it as massive cap. The other thing that they mentioned was inconsistencies. And I said, well, whose fault is that? For you bringing out broken ports of Horizon, bringing out broken ports of The Last of Us. I'm sorry, who made these games? Did we make those games, or did you all make those?
So they're
games?
upset with us because we're not buying their broken ports. Like what?
Exactly. I was like, if the game is bad and you can't play it, then why would you buy it? You're gonna refund it, because you know why? We have the option to refund it easily because of Steam. So I'm not trying to hear that. If you brought out an actual decent port, like God of War 2018 was like one of the main ones, and when that came out, it was number one on the Steam charts. Did we forget when Spider-Man came out? People were excited. Ghost of Tsushima, people were excited about it. Stellar Blade, as Watch just mentioned, people on PC buy these games. I don't know. You can literally look at it. It's the facts. It's the numbers. They're right there looking at you. You can deny it all you want. I said it before when we had this conversation about it, but being a rumor before. But I see it as extra money for Sony. It's extra money. You bringing out these games 2 years later, you weren't even thinking about it. The only thing that I could potentially argue is how much the games cost to port. But at the end of the day, you're starting off making these games on PCs anyways, and then you're pointing them down to the lowest common denominator because of the specs of your PS5 or PS4, even earlier than that. So what are we talking about? I'm not understanding. Yeah, maybe, obviously it's going to take some dollars and some manpower in order to get these ports done. But wouldn't it behoove you to, once again, one, make sure that these games aren't broken whenever you bring them out, but two, consider, hey, maybe not give a 2-year price, a 2-year wait to bring out these games, and maybe you would get even more sales. So I call massive cap on this now that they've admitted it and mentioned inconsistency. I'm like, that's just ridiculous.
I agree with what you both said, but to add more to it, my theory also is this has to do with hardware sales, because we're currently still in the Ramageddon with the AI, infrastructure is being built everywhere. They're eating up all the RAM. It raised the price of the PS5 to $950, which means those margins are getting really thin in terms of profit because everything is getting more expensive to manufacture. So I'm thinking they're looking at it like, well, Xbox is not competition anymore. We can just do what we want. We're going to pull our games back in because we no longer have to compete with them as hard. And this is going to force people to buy the PlayStation because we need them to now.
That's fucking stupid, because literally there's multiple pieces of research that I've already said this. There's already analysis that says that PC players are very petty and they're very frugal, which means if they have to wait, which is the same thing with all the ports, they'll wait. They do not buy. You cannot force them. And also, we're right now in a pandemic. We're not pandemic. We're right now in a crisis where everything's getting more expensive. Who's going to buy it? Who's got the money?
These are the same people that won't even download the Epic launcher, which is free.
Yes,
I know. Exactly.
Already, you've pissed off. You think that by doing this, now that you've pissed these people off, that now they're just going to go out and buy and even more. You think they're going to? I just want you to understand, TBH, how stupid this sounds. You're telling me that a person who might have been, I really enjoyed God of War Ragnarok on my PC, and now you took away any chance that if the Lafay, like I'll never Lafay, I will not see that now probably on PC. Now you're telling me that you think in any right brain that person is going to go out to Best Buy, see the price of the PS5 Pro, and sit there and be like, yeah, let's pay almost $1,000 for this.
Let's get something straight. I didn't say that I thought it was a smart plan. I just said that's my theory of why they're doing it. I didn't say I agree with that.
It's stupid. Let's call it what it is.
Wait. How stupid? We've been proven time and time again. These suits are stupid, especially when we're going to talk about with EA.
I saw that DX was saying that on Reddit, people were legit saying that PlayStation was doing this on purpose. They said they were making the ports bad on purpose to make you go and get a PS5. I said, nah, man. I'm done. I'm out of the conversation at this point. If you truly think that that's true, why would they do that? That literally makes no sense, because now you're wasting man dollars. You wasting man dollars on making broken ports that people don't buy. Like, that just.
Well, then let me ask you this question, JG. Why would they release arguably one of their biggest franchises that have been asked for years, Last of Us? Why would they release it in that terrible ass state?
And that's
just delaying it. What
Come on, man. I really need for y'all to start thinking harder, because that just literally makes no sense. That theory is so busted. Like, yeah, I'm gonna break a game. I'm gonna release a game that's broken that y'all really have been wanting to play it. Y'all refuse to go buy some hardware to play it. DX again, another example. He said, I'm not buying a PlayStation. But guess what? I never played The Last of Us. I went and bought it. And I said, okay, you're one of the only people. But I remember I had a PS3. I mean, I didn't have a PS3. I had an Xbox 360, and it was the end of the era. And I was like, I want to play The Last of Us. So I went and sold my Xbox 360, and I bought a PS3 just to play that, So it does happen sometimes, but I don't think it would have happened this time to just release broken ports just to get somebody to go out and buy a PS5. It don't work like that.
I'm still stuck on the part about people making fun of people for being responsible adults. y'all wait for deals. That's bad. What the hell,
bro? They still said that we're pirates in 2026. Like, I don't.
According to this whole LARP conversation, apparently not, because everyone was deathly afraid of pirating a game because they're too poor to be able to
break
buy
my
it and play
PC.
it.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was like, what are we talking about?
Other PlayStation news. It's been discovered that Sony filed a patent in 2024 that changes how hard your controller gets. This patent
it also
filed.
gets grippy though.
Yeah, grippy. Real, no, she's being honest. This patent was filed in November of 2024. It details several different ways the buttons on a controller can have their physical properties changed. In one, the controller makes use of, and forgive me if I mispronounce this word, magneto-viso-elastic elastomer that alters how much force is required to push a button based on the surrounding magnets. Another approach includes utilizing fluid-filled membranes for the same effect. But you can probably imagine why this may not be a great idea for the controller's longevity. And the other one says, the patent goes on to describe an alternative button effect where a player's finger can sink into it before it hardens up around the player's finger, around the player's finger. This is probably the strangest of the solutions, but it can be used to simulate several scenarios where your character's stuck or requires more force to move.
I'm sure you simulated some.
You know, Xbox, you gotta buy this patent from Sony and then just become a porn game platform, and you'll be right back in there.
Did Xbox have that controller with the ass cheeks? Was it that Xbox?
I was about to ask you a game dev. How would you use this for your game?
I don't. All I know is all those Steam sex games are about to blow up, bro.
That's what I was thinking too. This freaked out ass controller
and everything for your controller.
Which, by the way, friendly reminder: this is a patent. It does not mean this will be in the PlayStation 6. But what I am saying is, don't be surprised if the PlayStation 6 gets grippy. That's all.
Yo, they gonna put that. That's gonna become a sex toy.
JG's face.
They gonna be PlayStation in the
stuff, man. I don't know.
You're bringing this up on Father's Day. It's very disrespectful.
Of all the patents that PlayStation has filed that we have discussed, this is by far one of the weirdest ones.
I just could not imagine. Why would I want my controller to be bricked up? What the fuck does that even mean? Like, just don't want to play the game.
I don't want
it's
this.
so that they can grab your finger during all those R2 moments, so you can feel, the intensity of it.
Caress you when the character caresses Kratos' hand.
Yeah.
It's literally cucking you through the controller.
Whoa. Bring the hot coffee mod back.
Oh, God.
Which is a perfect segue into our next news for premium news for ball and gun gamers. Grand Theft Auto 6. The Rockstar account announced pre-orders will be available June 25th. Today's the 21st in which we're recording. So Wednesday or Thursday, I think? This Thursday, yeah. You can pre-order a digital copy of the game, which I don't know why anybody does because you can't run out of digital copies, guys. But they also revealed the artwork for Grand Theft Auto 6. On it, you have a helicopter, Lucia and the dude.
Talk about the bisexual lighting.
You got bisexual lighting, a motorcycle, a lady in a bikini. We got what's the name's pet alligator, JG's pet alligator right there.
They replaced a white woman on the cover with a non-white woman.
Thank God. Oh my God.
And they have bisexual lighting. I don't know if you want to get this one, gamers.
How did that come about? Like, I saw that on the timeline. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting old. I just be scrolling. I'd be like,
it was one of the anti-woke folks. And
I just skimmed it. I was like, shut the fuck up.
And he was interacting with Dale, and it became a thing.
Yeah. They said Halo was pushing. You can't fool me. You're secretly pushing bisexual messaging through the lighting because there's truth to it. As in, I know this from. I watched some stuff with like when they do like the behind the scenes where they have the directors talk about like their processes for making films. It is I think Moonlight was it? Was that the name of the movie? Moonlight.
The one Marshall Ali.
Yeah, that one because I think the main character is I think they're gay. The lighting is intentional with the theming of it's symbolism towards with their
but I'd argue you can't trigger none of that bisexual in you if you aren't already because it doesn't trigger nothing in me.
Well, I mean, look at Walking Dead.
Bisexual lighting.
Like, what are you talking about?
Purple is a good color.
It's a good color. Yeah,
purple's a good color.
I'm feeling freaked out.
Like, really just trigger. It's like the Winter Soldier. Like you just see it.
It's a trigger point. What is
wakes
this?
you up. You're programming.
Am I bisexual?
Man. I'm not gonna say the R word. I'm just gonna say that people are very Tylenol right now. Like I don't get what's going on, bro.
Bring
They're
back
really
slurs.
Tylenol.
We need to do
Yeah, it's something.
So June 25th.
But yeah, we're finally here. We're finally here,
Yeah.
y'all. Congrats, ball and gun gamers. You're about to finally get what you want. I just want to wait till Thursday. I want to see what their price point is going to
I
be.
think it's going to be regular price,
No,
but
I
they're
got
going to
bad
have like
news.
other editions.
I talked to my brother today because of Father's Day. So we were hanging out and I asked my brother. My brother said, "Hey, did you see the news about GTA?" I said, "Oh my God." I said, "What?" He's a ball and gun gamer. He played League of Legends before, but he's definitely more. He wants me to build a PC for him. I was like, "Oh, finally, you're going to get on PC. Yeah, you're going to play a bunch of games." He's like, "I'm good for GTA 6. I said, "Oh my God."
Well, you're going to be waiting longer because it ain't coming.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, "You know, it's not coming out this year." He's like, "I don't care. I'm just going to make sure I'm ready." I was like, "Yeah, you should have got it 2 years ago when I told you." But I talked to him. I said, "I'm not looking forward to it." He said, "Why, bro?" He's like, "Why?" I said, "Bro, because I'm scared what the price is going to be, man. Because like if they make that thing like 100, because like there's rumors they might try to make it $100 something. And analysts are pushing for it." And he said, "That's a good thing. They should increase the price." I said, "No, not you too." Why? I asked him, I was like, "Why? Why do you want that to be?" "Man, because I know the quality's gonna be there." I said, "Oh man, they got y'all. They brainwashed y'all."
Yeah, somebody DM'd me on Instagram because I don't know if y'all saw it. It was on my For You page on Twitter. There's been a couple accounts that have been posting. I guess like in certain countries, the price point leaked, but like some people, it's not confirmed. It's just a price holder. And the price holder said, I think it was like Turkey or something, it is going to be $90, the base edition. Then the legendary or the collector's edition would be $200. And there's like a 150 edition, but the base would be 90. So people were posting it on Instagram. You know how people will post a rumor and then they'll just run with the story. There was a story that somebody posted that rumor on Instagram as if it was true. And then one of the viewers DM'd me and he was like, "Look at the fucking comment section, the whole comment section. I don't care if this shit is 90. I'm getting it. 200. I need that." He was like, "Bro, I'm scared." Oh my God. So a lot of people are like your brother. It ain't just your brother, man. And I'm hoping it's just $70. If it's the $100 price point, this game is going to do more damage than any game in history.
If it ends up doing that, we might actually be living in the time before the game industry that really ends up being in a lot of trouble. One, because of that, but then also because of all the games coming out in the same month because of GTA's release date, because you're going to see a lot of games fail and a lot of companies maybe have to lay people off. You're not going to get another Onimusha game, maybe. I don't know. Because of all the stuff that's happening.
Pick your game first. Of all gaming,
I'm scared.
Wise, please. Don't do this. Don't do this.
But then it is Capcom. I also feel like Capcom kind of just.
I think Capcom's good. I think Capcom, one of the companies, is good. Yeah,
they don't lay off their people.
They don't do the one thing that is like really common, especially in the West with game dev, is like hiring a bunch of people for a project and then laying them off right after.
Yeah.
But Capcom doesn't do that. They only hire when they actually.
You're telling me nurturing an actual team where they work together and they learn is actually promotes and makes your game's quality, that you can just drop quality Resident Evils year after year, unlike Ubisoft, and the quality doesn't drop? I'm shocked.
This is a big ball and gun news. The news is so big that a notice from a company known as Burger Motorsports, which is actually based out of California, which is crazy because California bad, according to one content creator. But this company, Burger Motorsports out of Cali, they are giving the day off to their workers for GTA 6. They said Burger Motorsports will be observing a temporary company-wide operational pause on Thursday, November 19, 2026. After reviewing multiple employee scheduling conflicts, management has determined that normal business operations may be impacted due to the release of Grand Theft Auto 6. Translation: a lot of people put in PTO for that time. They recognized the pattern and they said, "Fuck it, y'all can get the day off." Several team members have already notified management that they will be unavailable, unreachable, or in Vice City for the duration. You guys are crazy for writing Vice City. You're going to Vice City for vacation. And then they just listed all the things that are probably going to be affected: customer support, ordering process, shipping, engineers, social media, general productivity. And then they said that business will return the next day. And I thought this was fake because, I mean, it's Twitter. I don't trust anything. But I did a quick Google search. It's real. It's a company based out of California. They do fine tuning on like sports cars and stuff like that. I'm pulling it up right now. This is not a freaking ad, but they are giving the day off to people to play GTA 6, and I would not be surprised if other companies follow suit.
I think I could see it happening because in Japan, a lot of companies give time off for Monster Hunter releases and Final Fantasy. Or it
Because
used
they
to be
already
Final
know.
Fantasy. Because they already know.
they're-
So it's like
yeah.
just don't bother writing all these emails telling me that you're taking time off. Just
I mean, respect.
work
Yeah,
close.
they just like, hey, yo, big dog, I ain't gonna be on the 19th.
You know what?
It did. Yeah, so it just it is what it is. So I respect it, man.
I respect it. Freaking in negative Nancy news though. EA Electronic Arts gets more evil. I feel like this story slid under a lot of people's radar because of all the Xbox drama, but I feel like this one is almost as bad. And that's EA. This is from their official website, not some random website. They announced that they are launching their EA advertising platform, which is basically an algorithm to help serve more ads to you, the player. And they kept using their sports games as examples. But then they hinted later on in the article it could potentially come to other stuff. But basically, if you play Madden and FIFA, expect more ads than ever out the woo-wah. They created a platform for basically people to submit their ads, and then they dynamically insert them into the game, and they're going to be doing it. They already do it, but they're going to be doing it even more, they said. So yeah, they got Visa, Lowe's, Red Bull, Xfinity, Mountain Dew already on board. And they're working on this is the other red flag too before I throw it to y'all. Besides that, they also are launching the EA Sports Partner Program. And basically what it is they admitted that they are going to be paying off content creators to talk about this shit. So out of nowhere, if you see some of your favorite EA content creators say they love EA ads, just know they were paid off. They can't be trusted because it's literally right here in the article. They're just like, I remember I talked about this in a video and people thought I was it's not that deep. They're literally saying it to you in your face. We are going to target people based off their purchasing habits, and we're going to serve you ads out the woo-wah. They're telling their advertisers, look, they got 120 million monthly players. You can make this amount of money using our platform, and they're going to go to market. They're going to find ways to milk Madden even worse. How you feeling about this, Jay?
I mean, we've seen this coming, right? I mean, 2K has been doing it. Literally, that's a freaking walking advertisement. Anytime you go in the city, just seeing advertisements out the wazoo. All the things that you do in my career is advertisement. So I think that this will be natural for EA in all of their sports games to also implement something like that and take it to the next level. So am I surprised? No. I just want to know how potentially disruptive this might be for the player experience. So that's what I'm looking to see, like what people say, because especially like when we're talking about Madden and now college football, since that's back. Usually when people buy these games, they're talking about the gameplay, but I do want to see, and we'll be looking with a fine-tooth comb, how many people are going to be complaining about, man, I'm getting shown way too many ads. Like I'm just trying to, play the game, and every time I'm downloading to a match, I'm getting, shown a Visa ad or a Lowe's ad, or they're implementing some little weird integration within the game in order to, try to get me to do something, a challenge within the video game. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I just want to see how disruptive it's going to be because it's EA. So I don't think that this will be anything that will be small in any shape or form. I think they're going to go all in and really start pushing them ads out for you all. So.
Yeah, somebody presented this question to me in a stream, so I'm going to present it to y'all and see what y'all think. But imagine a world where this advertising platform for EA and the one 2K has is just making them buku money, and they decide to come out with a version of NBA 2K or Madden where you could pay extra to get no ads. You could pay $75. There'll be like a $70 version, which with ads, and then like an $80 version with no ads, and then you have like the collector's edition at like $100 or something like that. Do you think people would pay that $80 to get a no ad version of their favorite sports annual sports game?
It depends how like obtrusive it is, because if it's like on a billboard and you see like a Monster Energy ad on a billboard in your game, that's a little bit different to when I'm watching a show on a platform and it just like interrupts my show mid me watching it. So I think, people pay to not have that interruption, but if it's just like around, I think people will, but I don't know if it'll be as successful as getting like HBO with no ads.
Freaking yeah, if it's not like affecting the performance, that doesn't bother me. It's annoying, but like I'll continue to play. That being said, if they were ever to come out with an idea of like an $80 premium edition that removes all ads from games, Just off the principle, I would actually retire from 2K. Like I can't support that. Like that would actually get me off the game. Like fuck you, Ronnie. Like that's too much for me. What about you, Ethos?
There's a Black Mirror episode about that. That's really all you need to know about.
Pay that extra cash. Yeah, but
there's a Black Mirror episode, so that wouldn't shock me if that ends up being our future because everything sucks.
Yeah, that's what happens when you say I want to pay $100 for GTA 6. You get more bullshit.
Dude, and they're doing this with the games that make the most money. It's just like if you are a player of any of these games, it should just show you how greedy they are and how much they do not care about your experience as a gamer. Because they're not doing it with a little indie game that actually would need the money from these ads. They're doing it with games that make so much money, that are already riddled with microtransactions.
At last, the most oppressed class in all of the United States, the gamers.
Rumors are floating around Bungie might lay off 50% of the staff. It's coming from a French journalist, but none of it has been confirmed. Do we think this could potentially happen?
Yeah, I mean it could, because as far as the last I remember hearing about the size of the workforce there was that it was like 800, and that they were like kind of evenly split between Marathon and Destiny, like maybe a little bit more on Destiny, but pretty even. If they're stopping Destiny and there's no other game that they're working on right now, and then the only other things that they'd be working on are like very early incubation projects, which do not need that many people. Yeah, you're not going to have 800 people working on Marathon. So I think it's believable. Yeah. And it sucks.
Especially because Marathon, I don't think made the splash that they wanted. So they're probably looking at that too. Like, maybe we should, cut some people loose till we get it together. What you think, Jay?
Yeah, I think there's some truth to this. 50%, maybe not as many, but we'll see. Because I mean, what are you gonna do with the Destiny folks? I mean, if you have no more game, they're not doing anything else, then I think that's a natural next step to take. So I've seen some people were, of course, upset about this. A lot of people just, taking it at face value, like, hey, it's gonna happen. But it's also have the people that are just very, very sad at just the state of Destiny period in Bungie. So they were, have very strong reactions and emotions to this. But I mean, if it happens, it sucks. It sucks overall. But I mean, where else are they going to go? What else are they going to do unless they all get thrown on Marathon, which I just don't think is going to happen.
That's the thing, right? Is that like if they want to give Marathon like at least a year to try and be a thing, they can't have 800 people working on Marathon because Marathon can't sustain that large of a company. So, yeah.
Don't worry, Ethos. We're almost done. Keep it together, buddy.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It's so much bad news, man. I'm telling you.
Ethos has the itis, guys.
Itis is killing me, bro.
Freaking. Well, let me hear your take on this. They're hacking Steam. Goddammit. Wake up. You need to protect your account. For those unaware, hackers have gotten a hold. This one actually really pained me. Of Wallpaper Engine. I've been saying on this stream for like the last 3-4 years, Wallpaper Engine is like the best $3 you'll spend on Steam. They got wallpapers for everything, and it doesn't use a lot of resources. Unfortunately, these bitch ass hackers have hacked into it, and certain wallpapers, if you download them, will put malware on your computer as well as certain things on the Steam Workshop. Does anybody have an idea which ones? Somebody tried to explain to me which ones they were. I said, fuck that shit. I just uninstalled it. I was like, I'm not even gonna like take the risk. I was like, nah. It's like, no, it's only this one on the most east quadrant of the web. I was like, nah, no, thank you. I just uninstalled this shit. Y'all been warned. Y'all still rocking with this joint? Yeah. What's going on
right now?
Okay, so he's risking his computer. You risking your shit, Jay?
I've never downloaded it. So I don't know. I get my
You're not a real PC gamer.
Yeah, you're a fraud PC gamer.
I appreciate y'all playing Wallpaper.
I uninstalled it after I commissioned like art from someone, so I just have that as my wallpaper.
I have 15 hours on Wallpaper Engine. I don't even know how that happened. It was really that good. They had anytime we played like a new game, I changed my wallpaper to that shit because the animated wallpapers are really cool.
Yeah,
they don't fuck with the computer.
They're awesome. I love them.
I do it manually.
Yeah, I had to do that after I uninstalled. That shit made me mad because I'm not gonna lie. When you get used to Wallpaper Engine, going back and manually and Googling a wallpaper and then install, that shit felt ghetto. I was like, yeah, this feels poor.
Come on, man. I'm old school.
So you have been warned. I'm gonna just wait and watch the account and see if they drop a patch or something like that. I'm not risking my computer. It's now time for the lightning round. First things first, I got for you is this is just funny, but I seen somebody tweet. Would you prefer a ball and gun son or a JRPG LARP daughter? I can't even say that shit with a straight face. Ball and gun son or JRPG LARP daughter? Which one would you want?
You know, we were too harsh on the ball and gun gamers. We were too harsh.
Why? Oh, break it down. Why?
Because at least they're playing the games. They're at least playing them. Now, granted, if they talk about things they don't talk about, it's that they don't play. It's basically the same thing as the
and the microtransactions. They got a problem with the microtransaction addiction.
Yeah. But these people, the things I saw on Twitter.com, I don't think they even like games. Nope. Period. I don't think they like the medium. They look down on it. It's been crazy.
Rock with them.
There was also the creator, kind of on a side but somewhat related thing. The creator of Resident Evil said that if your game is good enough to be able to just be watched to get the full idea of it, then you didn't make a good game. I said, speak to him.
I feel like that logic. I feel like that logic works for people who are unbiased, but I feel like because most people are, they're not gonna. Because if some people be like, "Yeah, that's why Senua's Saga sucks," but then if you try to use that against one of their favorite PlayStation exclusives, where you walk around and press R2 the whole time, then it becomes a different, conversation. What's the name? What would you want though, Jay? Ball and gun son or JRPG LARP daughter?
I'll take the ball and gun son.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
No problem with that.
I wouldn't have a problem with either. It's
you'd love them.
Either way.
We would be stripping out everything they own that's electronic and putting them in front of like an Atari and a Genesis, and that's all you got until you fix your.
I'm sending you to gaming camp. You're not coming back.
This is unacceptable.
That was crazy. Freaking Onimusha moved up to September 4th. It moved up like 2 weeks, I think, to stay further away from GTA. I thought it was confirmed.
They haven't come out and said it yet.
My bad.
There were some retailers that were posting it with this new release date. I hope it is true because Onimusha and Control, I'm really excited for both of them. They come out within a day of each other. So if they were to go to September 4th, it's gonna clash no matter what, but I would rather it didn't clash with Control.
Okay. I mean, I agree. We've already talked about that because I'm literally stuck between the rock and a hard place with those two games. I'm literally playing Control for a day and then immediately going to Onimusha. So yeah, I mean, if Onimusha wants to take that spot that Phantom Blade, previously held, then I'll be happy. Go ahead.
I'll be cool with it. Epic said they are reworking the Epic Games launcher from the ground up to make it 6.5, almost 7 times faster in performance. I read this article and I was unaware. So most people don't have problems with the Epic Game Store because most people don't buy games on it. But apparently, if you do have a lot of games, it can slow down your PC. So that's why a lot of people didn't know that. But the people who do buy games on there are complaining. So they're reworking it from the ground up to make it faster.
Is the reason.
Yeah, that's the reason you don't want to support it.
It's that the meme of the person you hate for no reason gets outed as a horrible person.
I knew it.
I
had a feeling about that person.
I had a feeling.
Right.
So would this make anybody switch to the Epic Game Store when they improve it?
I ain't switching, but maybe I'll play an Epic exclusive if it's on there.
I take my free games and I play the Epic exclusives. That's it. I played my Remedy games. That's my Remedy machine right there.
Pretty much, yeah.
Improve the speed, and then if you really want me to come over to the Epic Game Store, man, you got to undercut the competition. If games are 70, I need them to be 50 over there. If they 50 over there, I'll come over.
Fun fact, they tried that. Guess who didn't like that?
Oh.
Steam. Steam threatened that they would delist any person that tried to offer a better deal on a different platform if it was not parity.
How is that legal?
Yeah.
Maybe the parents are right about Steam. Maybe they were right.
If I say any more, I'll get in trouble. I'll say any trouble.
Sleeping with one eye open on Steam. I don't like that.
Yeah, you can't. That is why you've never seen outside of like the third party markets. That's why you've never officially seen outside of like sales, like limited time sales. When a game comes out, you can't go to like Epic and it's only $40, and then over there it's like 80. Because Epic was going to do that because they're like, well, you guys we're not taking as big of cut that Steam is. Yeah. And so because of that, what if you could factor into reducing the price of your game on our specific platform, and we'll reduce the fee so it kind of like balances out. And Steam, I read it in like some game dev circles. I'll find it. I think it was either on Twitter or Reddit. I'll double check if I can find it. But they said that basically they were sent a letter from Steam that basically stated that, or not even Steam, not a letter from Steam. It's a part of the when you put a game on Steam or you're doing that, it's part of the legal EULA, that you're basically saying is that you will not ever undercut that price, and if you do lower it on Epic, you got to go on Steam and lower the price there as well.
Just another example of how capitalism is a lie. Everybody loves competition until their business is threatened.
Hey, but Gabe got a brand new yacht.
I guess, and the Steam Deck is up $1,000 or whatever. Ubisoft's co-founder passed away in a plane crash in Western France the other day. R.I.P. to Mr. Claude Guimont.
Yeah, I was disappointed, but not surprised to see a lot of people cheering about it, because it's like, dude, this is someone's life, and we're cheering about it over video games.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I saw the same thing.
They were voted EA as the worst company in America over literal like oil companies. So doesn't shock me at all.
Yeah, wasn't the same year that they spilled oil in the ocean? EA won worst company in the world. Like, guys, I don't like them either, but they make video games. Like, I'm not gonna wish death upon nobody. It's not that damn deep. Like, come on.
Yeah, entertainment. I said on another note, man, I put my tinfoil hat on because I don't know what's going on with these millionaires and billionaires all of a sudden dying in car crashes and plane crashes,
fleeing to Argentina.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with that. Like I said, I'm not gonna wish death upon dude. It is very sad. I've had my criticisms about Ubisoft because apparently, for the past, it feels like years now, we haven't heard really too much positive news about Ubisoft. And again, I'm still highly critical about the upper management of this company. And I want to see what's going to happen with them now. I know that the son has been given some control as well, so I don't know if he's going to immediately take over or what exactly is going to happen. But in any case, RP to Guillemot, and we'll see what ends up happening. But yeah, it's just crazy that just all of a sudden happened. I was like, whoa, like that was kind of huge when I heard about it.
Freaking, we got some new Street Fighter 6 gameplay from the new DLC character Yasmin, which is a new original character. I watched the trailer. I thought it was pretty cool. I'm not going to pretend like I'm coming back to play it, but it's nice to see them putting effort for it in year 4, which is crazy to say because it feels like this game just came out to me.
It does, yeah.
I remember the summer it came out. I was grinding the hell out of it. So like, it's still like fresh in my brain. I'm like, that's just a sign I'm getting old, bro. But,
she looks really good. She's also like very distinctly looks like a Filipino woman, which I appreciate.
Yeah,
because we have a lot of companies that just have like same face problem with all the women. They're like, just make them look exactly the same. So it was nice to see that she
Overwatch
and League of Legends, Riot in general. Actually,
you got some CQC elements going on. I was like, okay, like they're slicing people up.
Yeah, she's got crazy mix-ups. It should be fun to watch, like when Evo comes around. I think.
See some high-level players master her. Yeah.
We need that Tifa trailer. This one kind of flew under the radar, but Black Ops 1 and 2 are coming to the PS5. Just understand these are not remasters or remakes. They are simply ports of the old game. And in my humble opinion, this is an example of corporate greed because why not just improve backwards compatibility on PlayStation? They want you to pay $20 for this shit.
40.
My bad, 40. 20 for each. My bad, 20 for each.
Each.
Yeah, 20 for each.
Damn.
I'm
And
gonna
you
be
pay
honest.
for the DLC.
Yeah, y'all better not buy this shit. Just boot up Black Ops 2 on your 360.
They are. Beezy and D-Man already said they're going to get it, bro. I said, y'all want that old thing, man. Please don't do it, man. Please don't do it.
Boot it up. It's gonna be ashy with no anti-aliasing on it. It's gonna hurt your eyes because it's an old game, bro. It's not gonna look the same way on your new TV and your new platform. Like, this is a lazy port. It says to me,
it's going to be a remake, man. Like, that's a bad thing. It's not even a remake, and you're charging 40 with no DLC. You can't even give me the complete game. Like,
that shows you how ass Black Ops 7 was, because that shit must have not sold well. They said, let's just rush out the old ones, man. Let's get them to buy that shit, bro. Like, we got to make this money back.
Old faithful.
No, thank you. Sony, but my bad, not Sony, but a modder created an app that unlocks the full power of your DualSense controller on PC. Because for those unaware, for all two people, because most people do use an Xbox controller on PC, but for all two people who use the PS5 on PC, you can't use all the features. So this will unlock all the DualSense abilities and the triggers, and maybe even when the PS6 comes out, maybe you'll even get the grippy shit too.
I get the grippy. I'm so excited.
Through his app that's currently in beta. If you want to download it, it's called DSX. It's $12. If you want to try it out, Watts, I don't know, because that's your thing right there. Get full power.
Yeah, it's annoying that if you want to change, like if you get a DualSense controller and you're going to be using it on PC, you have to plug it into a PlayStation to program the profile for it. So if you don't do that, the paddles just like don't work until you do that. So yeah, but it's nice to play like games that have all the cool PlayStation stuff on it. You do get to experience on the controller. So.
There you have it. And then more mod news. There's been a Resident Evil 4 remake co-op mod that dropped that allows you to play the whole story through the game with your friend. So if you're into that, thought I'd just share that. I thought that was pretty cool. It's for the remake, not the original one, the one that came out on PC like a year or two ago. So if you want a new way to experience the game, go download the mod right here. RE News posted it. Anybody going back to revisit it? Anybody? I see you yawning. You're pretty excited there, Ethos.
Yeah.
Going back to it. That's all I got.
There was sticking with mods, there's a new Convergence mod for Elden Ring that is coming out. They think they posted the trailer like a day ago.
Convergence, what is that?
Convergence does a bunch of things for Elden Ring. It adds new weapons, it adds trick weapons, new bosses, new spells. It adds a ton of stuff. Like it's so good that people are like, dude, can you just hire these guys and they can release like small DLC? Because it adds like new content to the game pretty much with working with animations and stuff that already exist. So they overhaul the map. They add like skins for Torrent if you want to like customize Torrent. They add so much stuff. It's crazy. So they are doing another big update to their Convergence mod. So you can download that if you want to experience Elden Ring in an all new way.
There you have it. That's all I got on my show notes. Y'all got anything else y'all want to add before we wrap this one up?
I'll give a little quick shout out to thank you for your application. It came out 2 days ago. It is from an indie developer. And they are, if you like Papers, Please, this is the closest thing that I have seen that has tried to replicate that actually does it well.
Oh, this is
so
trauma.
They have a demo if you want to give it a go. But it's I've played it for like an hour. They've done a really good job of trying to reenact that Papers, Please feeling.
Okay. Shout out to the indies. You already yapping, so you got the show floor. What's your closing statement for episode 195, Watts?
I don't know anymore. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. The industry is collapsing, and I just want to play cool stuff. That's my statement. That's it. I'm sad and happy at the same time. A lot of fire games, but a lot of collapsing around said fire games.
Unfortunate. Ethos, closing statement for episode 195. Go.
I full circled my live service slop. I'm back to playing Overwatch It's
Ooh.
actually pretty good. So yeah, there you go.
And just like a good cheeseburger, it tastes good in the moment. You'll regret it later.
Oh yeah, I will, but it's either that or Rivals, and I can't stand Rivals now.
I feel that. Freaking Jay, closing statement for episode 195. Go.
Go USA.
Yeah, in Seattle too.
We're gonna fight England on July the 4th.
It's potentially, yeah, that's what I read. Potentially, we could get them in the next round. We still got to play Turkey this week, but that game doesn't matter. We already advanced.
Yeah, we already won our. Yeah, we already. Not only did we get to knockout stage, we already won our group. So it's the best. It's the best group run we've had in like ever.
I'm not gonna lie. If we lose to the UK, that's a sign. The United States will collapse within the next 4 years. if we lose to England,
everyone's been falling in love with Seattle, man. There's a lot of positive Seattle posting.
On another note, shout out to the Europeans and the Koreans, especially because they are having the time of their lives in North America and Mexico. Because especially, bro, I've been seeing some crazy. Like, I feel like this is the one time where like the world has collectively come together and like we're healing because like they are just enjoying like having the times of their lives over here in the Americas. I don't know what it is. They're loving the portions of food that we have. They're loving that we're getting free refills.
They seeing the propaganda goes both ways. It goes both ways.
Yeah, they do. Because they thought, everybody hates us, but then you come over here like, man, America's amazing.
Guys are kind of cool. Yeah.
We never said the food was healthy. We said it was good. Like and that's what they finding out.
Apparently, we hate Waffle House over here. They're like, oh, like Waffle House, but they're coming over here. They're freaking loving Waffle House.
Freaking out at Walmart. I've seen the videos.
Yeah, Walmart, Costco.
Yeah. They're loving it, man. So shout out to everybody who's over here to watch some good football and just enjoy what America has to offer, man. Like y'all over here, y'all get it on. We're gonna have some European and Mexican babies, some Korean and Mexican babies in the next 9 months.
I seen a video of a dude in Boston. He was Scottish and he was just like, I fucking love it here. He said, but I only came to watch one match. He said, I was at the airport about to catch my flight and my heart just told me to stay. And he said he left the airport. He came back and did the interview and went and watched the next game. And then I got another video of a woman who was a Scottish woman. She said, we're about to lose our jobs to the American girls, bro. I was like, what the fuck? I seen that video that the one Japanese dude, they had him popping a buzz ball. They said we acting like badass cousins basically and family over. Y'all trying to go back and smoke? Yeah, that shit had me cracking up, bro.
Oh, actually, on that too, the Washington Health Organization put out a PSA to say that if you are participating in Washington weed, please be careful because they had an uptick in people going to the hospital after getting high.
He said it's different over there.
Well, they said, be careful. All right. It might not be what you're used to. Make sure you're playing it slow. Take your time. Yeah.
So we got that strong over there, boy.
Yeah, I think there's been so much negativity in the world. Like, I don't even really care about soccer, but I've watched damn near every game. It's just like, it's nice to see some positivity, basically. And just
it's been really wholesome. It's been really nice.
Yeah, it's super wholesome. Like, and just the thing, like, this really kicked off with a Japanese person randomly asking, how is American barbecue? And then they finally get over here and actually eat the barbecue.
Their mind. I can't speak English, but oh my God.
I seen video of people buying mass bottles of ranch dressing and putting it in their bags to take home, and melatonin.
They said you can't do that.
I didn't know. Did you know that melatonin is like illegal?
Melatonin is in
certain countries. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It is illegal to grab apples from Canada and bring them over to the United States and vice versa. You can get in trouble. You could actually get arrested for it and get charged for smuggling. Yeah. So when I'm over the border, we actually have to throw your apples out before you reach the border. Yeah, it's like some trading
wasting
law.
Food. Yeah. My closing statement for episode 195 is, by this time next week, the NBA draft for 2026 will be over. Washington Wizards got the #1 pick. We back. Don't come over here. You know, we got Trae Young. Don't come over here because people was talking shit. We got Trae Young, Anthony Davis. We about to have either AJ or Pete Davis. I'm gonna be honest. I don't care if they pick what's the name?
Peterson.
Pete or Peterson, my bad, or AJ. I don't care. We got Bilal. We got Keyshawn George. Don't come over here, man. Don't come over here.
Give us a prediction. What's y'all score gonna look like? next
What
year?
do you mean, like our record?
Like, yeah. With your record,
Y'all gonna be playing?
Yeah, like you actually gonna make it to the play-in?
Okay, it depends. It's a two-pronged answer. If Davis and Trey stay healthy, which is a big if, but they've had the time off, I predict we could actually get at least 40 games. I think we're a playoff team. We need a better bench.
Off the rip? You think just one?
Yes. Have you seen what happened with the Spurs? Wemby carried them to the finals. It's possible.
I mean, Wemby's a freak of nature. That's a.
Also, the Wizards. We got Alex Sarr too. The Wizards have legitimately really good players. We just lack leadership. I think if Trey comes in and kind of sets that tone, they're gonna take a jump, especially with AJ the way that he's talking.
Nick's gonna light y'all up.
Hey, your team about to get better too. I don't know if you saw in the group chat. They potentially talking about with that Giannis trade. Tyler Hero might go to the Pistons. That's a good pickup for y'all.
Taking all the Heat players.
He needs help, bro.
No, Tyler Hero will be the perfect player alongside Cade if he can stay healthy.
I gotta look at some tape. I don't know much of their their play style or whatever, but I'll have to peek at it. I gotta suffer because the Lions are about to start playing, so I'm about to have like heart palpitations and potentially a heart attack this year again. So.
But my answer is all predicated on if they stay healthy. If they don't, then it would be the Wizards again. It is what it is, bro. But don't come over here if we start winning. That's all I'm gonna say. This has been Game and Illuminati episode 195. We appreciate you guys coming through, listening to the show. If you made it this far, leave a comment in the YouTube version, #DC Rising. Rate the show 5 stars on Apple and Spotify. Hit the like button as well as the hype button, and we'll see you on the next episode, which is next week of the Gaming Illuminati podcast. Peace.